Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shop Talk, episode number 12. We got Mark Arthur with us tonight. We got Amanda, and we got Buck over holding a little drunken tear bear in his arms. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, kick it. Let's kick it off, Tear.
Only shit. I
And
can't remember
you
how
guys
many.
muted. You guys start over.
You fucking idiot! I hope everybody heard that.
No, they
So
didn't.
Corey, so Corey had Mark and I muted.
I had
This is
everybody
just
muted
really
except for me.
and everybody muted. So Mark, okay, so we'll just go back. Mark, this is your
I'm not
sixth
sure
Hey,
Terry
season.
that's
will remember
yeah.
what he said.
Oh, they heard
I
me.
don't
So,
I
yeah, a
I
little drunken
don't
tear bear.
remember actually. So Mark, this is your sixth season with Blazing Pedals owner, right?
How
Fifth.
many seasons?
Six.
Fuck you, man. It's six. So Mark, with the sixth season, I know you raced the first 2 or 3 seasons. Am I right?
I think I raced the first.
Well,
I raced the first two seasons because I
okay.
was the champion both of those seasons, and then the third season we started, and then forget it was only a few races in, and we went to ISM, and Ryan had to do it himself because Ryan was helping me admin at the time, and I think you guys had like 23 or 26 cautions, and he was like, "Hell with that." I'm not doing that by myself again. So then that's when I just dropped out to admin instead of race.
Well, I know when you come, Corey. Is everything okay right now?
Yeah,
Okay, because everything's jumping on my screen. That's
yeah.
why I was
Don't worry, it
wondering.
doesn't affect the stream.
Okay, okay. I just making sure. And you really need to get me the fuck out of Aaron's arms.
Yeah, I'll take care of that in a minute.
I appreciate it. So, Mark, with basically 6 seasons into this, uh, your thoughts on BPL, Blazing Pedals? What is your thoughts from right now of what we're doing?
I mean, I like it. I mean, I think we're doing well. Every season starts out the same, where it's like, we'll start out really rough for like the first 4 or 5, 6 races, and then people start quitting because it's tough and there's a lot of cautions, and then it's like it's weird. It's almost like the people that quit, then the cautions go away. So it's almost like I know it's not the case, but it's like those people are complaining about the cautions, so they quit, and then it's like the cautions go away. So it's like it's not their fault, but it like almost seems that way. But I don't know if it's just the car count gets lower, so there's more room. But and the bad thing is there's a lot of really good guys that end up quitting. So if they could have just stuck it out, some of Gruenberg's teammates were really good and they left. A couple of them, and if they could have just stuck it out, they'd probably really be enjoying it now. And it's a shame to see people that they can't go those 5 or 6 races just to let it smooth out where we can have higher car counts. But we'll get more people in here, and hopefully each season we can get 3 or 4 loyal people that'll stay with us, and we can grow.
So, Mark, in the last actually 6 seasons, I looked this up today. We have had 185 members to Blazing Pedals. I know Corey, myself, Aaron Bockover, and quite a few other guys have stayed with the league. I mean, you see them come and go. We, I, I want to know how you feel about the, how am I going to say this? The guys that stick with the league. I'm sorry, women also now. How do you feel about those guys?
Um, I mean, like I said, I like loyalty. I'm a loyal person, and the more loyal people we can get, just the more we're going to grow. I hope we get to a point where we have 43 loyal people, and it's hard to get in Blazing Pedals, and I hope we get to that point because it is a damn good league when everybody, gets their preseason jitters out and stop running over top of each other and build respect to each other. And like if we could get 40 to 43 guys doing that every week, I think everybody would love it. Nobody would want to leave. And if we could race like we've been racing the past 3 or 4 races, right? I mean, we had Talladega. Usually that's a shit show. We didn't have any cautions. Well, we had a few that probably should have been cautions, but that's still really good, to go that
Well, Dak, here's the
long
deal.
with
I'm the
that many
best
cars.
there
I think
is.
we
It's
had
plain
30
and
some
simple.
that
I mean, I
race.
wake up in the morning, I piss
We
excellence.
still didn't have any cautions. And then we thought, coming to Gateway, we're going to go from, really bad to, or from really good to just shit. And we would have 4 cautions at Gateway. So, I mean, that's pretty damn good to be a small track like that and a tough track like that.
So right now, I mean, we're just a little shy of mid-season. How do you feel the season have gone? Yes, we have lost drivers because don't they don't like
Well,
our
Dak, here's the
aspects of
deal.
the
I'm the
league,
best there is. It's plain and
or
simple. I
they
mean, I wake
don't
up in the morning, I piss
I want to
excellence.
say like the rules that we put in. I mean, yes, I mean, you're the owner. I am part admin. Uh, how do you feel the league is going so far with what we've done?
Well, Dak,
I
here's
think
the
it's
deal.
going
I'm the
great.
best there
I
is.
mean,
It's
I
plain
know
and simple. I
everybody
mean, I
doesn't
wake up
like
in the morning, I piss
some of the
excellence.
rules, and some of them might suck, but I've been around iRacing for 9 years now, and I've seen a lot of leagues come and go. So, I'm not saying I'm the best out there, but I do have seen a lot of things that worked and a lot of things that didn't work. And, so I've tried to learn along the way, and I tried to put everything in that I thought would work. And, just like the penalty points, people hated that at first, and they were like, "Oh, I'm losing 20 points," but don't wreck, right? Don't get into wrecks. And it teaches you just to be mentally aware of the whole race, whether you're sitting in this pocket with nobody around you.
Who's retarded
There may be a
now?
wreck that comes in, halfway up the track, and you can't just be daydreaming. You have to pay attention. Just track awareness it teaches you. And now nobody complains about that penalty points. And but at first, Terry, everybody was just like, "Oh hell, that's a stupid idea. That's just dumb." And there were so many bonus points you could get, and people, somebody like Jamie or Gruenberg, man, they would just run away with it if you had nothing. And you could get people that are very aggressive. Dalton was very aggressive there for a while, right? So you could get someone like Dalton, or remember when Gilbert was here, he was aggressive, or there's certain people that just have that aggressiveness to them, and if you don't have something that penalized them for that, then it's they could just knock people out of the way and move to the front. So some of the rules suck, but people learn it and then they go, okay, well it works, and then they stop complaining.
Being a newcomer to the league, I don't feel like really any of the rules are unreasonable, and it actually kind of keeps everybody in check where you just are more aware of your surroundings and what's acceptable and what's not. So I don't understand what the big hubbub's about with some of the majority of the rules.
It's just attitudes. I mean, it's like that I race an ego thing. I'm sure you all have seen it, and it's just you know people feel like a lot of people just feel like, well, I'm not succeeding with that, so it must be that is the reason that I'm not doing good. So they just want to push blame off, like the setups, right? Everybody, there was people complaining about setups, too tight, too loose, it's too this, too that, but everybody's got the same thing. Like Aaron will say, we all had the same shit. So it's everybody knew that. You knew what it was going in. Most of the time, you have it for days at least ahead of time to practice with it and learn it. And then a lot of people would come on Saturday and going, "Oh, this setup sucks." Well, you've had a week to
Well,
try
Dak,
it out.
here's
And
the
now you're
deal.
telling me
I'm the best
Saturday
there is.
ain't
It's
much I
plain
can
and
do for
simple. I
you.
mean, I wake
So
up in the
it's
morning,
like,
I piss excellence.
once people learn all that stuff and they realize how everything works and stuff like that, then people will, just I don't know, they'll learn to like the league. And I was just hoping, we have a lot of good guys and that come, and like Jamie's really good. He stayed. Jamie's awesome. Grunberg, he's really good, and he stayed. That's awesome. Gives Jamie somebody to compete with. And I wish Fisher. I just seen he just liked the stream. I wish he would have stayed. He was really good, and Miller really good. I wish he would have stayed, but I'm not gonna coddle people and beg them to stay. And a lot of people have quit. We know that. Marquise wish he would have stayed, but he's quit 2 or 3 times, and he'll quit, want to come back, and then come back, and then he'll quit, and then want to come back and come back. And it's like some of those guys, I try not to burn bridges with them or be assholes to them. And then eventually, if they like Miller and Fisher, I'm sure they've been watching Grunberg, and hopefully one day they'll watch it and they'll say, well, man, the racing's really gotten good. I'd like to be back in that. And then, hopefully they'll come back and we can win more loyal people by that type, having good attitudes with them, just not shitting on them when they don't want to be here anymore.
So, Mark, I get a lot of I can't say favoritism because that would be the right word. Uh, you put out our setup, but now this season we have pay to win.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion on the pay to win stuff. Now remember, this is T&A Motorsports page. You're free to say anything you want.
Yeah.
If pay to win gets pissed off, that's their problem, not ours.
Right.
But I want your opinion on how the pay to win is going, because in the past we have had guys say, "This is Mark Arthur's setup." I'll use my name because it's never happened. Terry Foster, Corey Sherman, Aaron Bockover, we're in there with Mark with it as a setup, so we have the advantage. No, we don't have the advantage.
Right.
So I want to know what you feel with the setups that Pay to Win has given us.
Well, we know they haven't been great, right? So, I mean, some of them haven't been great. So some of them are tight. So I haven't really tested a lot of them, to be honest, and it's just, he gives them to me. I take them straight, put them in Discord. If he sends me any notes like, hey, this thing will be tight as hell at first, but if you don't drive it too hard, it comes in. I pass that on to you guys to try to say, this is what he said about it, so I don't hide anything or anything like that. So, um, you know, some people complained the setup was tight. I think it was Auto Club. So I got in, and it was the next race for the hell Homestead. So I said, well, let me get in there and see what you're talking about, because I don't race it. I don't know. So I went in, tested it. It was tight, but it didn't feel like undrivable tight to me. And I told everybody I was going to do it. Said, hey, if you guys want to have some input, or tell me what you're feeling, come in here. I'll try to adjust it the best I can. I don't think it's David's not doing it on purpose. He's just busy. And it's like, unfortunately, our races are on Sunday. So Sunday, I think he's off Sunday and Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And so
Well, Dick,
Sunday,
here's the
he's
deal.
working
I'm the
on
best
the
there
setup
is,
he's going to
plain
sell all
simple.
week.
I mean, I
He's
wake
trying to
up in
make
the morning,
money.
I piss excellence.
So I get it that he doesn't have a lot of time to invest in us. And he's not building setups at 50% tape or 50% fuel. He's building them what iRacing has, and then he takes it and tries to adjust it for us. So, and I don't want to bother him too much, and try to say, hey, it's too tight. Can you adjust this? Hey, this is going on. That's going on. Can you adjust this? Can you adjust that? Because eventually he'll go, I don't have time to do this. I'm done. So I don't want him to do that. But I got in and did that race, gave everybody opportunity to come in there. I think Aaron showed up. I think Dave Seats, he showed up. Forget who else was in there. There was 3 or 4 people in there. And I asked Aaron, I said, is this tighter than what Auto Club was? I said, is this tighter or better than what Auto Club was? And he said, I think it's tighter. I was like, holy shit, I said, then Auto Club must have been super tight. And I got in there and tried to adjust it again. I don't know these cars. Told you guys that during the practice races that I was trying to make the setups. It would take me a while to learn this car the way I knew the ARCA car. And I tried to adjust the best I could. And it was weird. Like, you can ask Spock over, I wish he was here. That setup felt really good in that practice session I had up. When I sent it to you guys, that setup was ass. And it was like loose as hell, and I got some reports that it was loose. And right before the session, I jumped in, and I'm like, I'm just gonna see what they're talking about. And I got in, and I was like, oh shit, this thing's almost undrivable. And so I adjusted it, tightened it up some off
Well,
the
Dick,
corner,
here's the
and
deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I
it
wake
made it
up in the
better.
morning, I piss
But I didn't tell
excellence.
anybody because I didn't want the people coming back like, you're changing the setup. We practiced with this all week. So, I tried to make it better, to make the racing better. And just, I told you all at the end, and after it was an okay race, and, I told everybody in the end. But I don't know, the setups, you know, he doesn't put the time in it, of course, that I would, because it's not his league, it's my league, and our league, and we care about it much more than he does. But he does put some effort into it, and it probably could be better if it was his league. But
So, so one thing I want to pass on or ask, actually, Corey and Amanda, since they're both in here. Amanda, I know you haven't been in the league, but the starting of this season, you've only been iRacing for what, November, December of last
September.
year. Okay. And Corey, you've been in the league for, oh shit.
I think before you.
I think, dude, actually, I think you're right, because I was looking at things today. But so the setups we get, I want your guys' true opinion. I mean, and this is something Mark maybe pass on to Dave. I want to know what okay. Let's start with Amanda. Amanda, your opinion. How do you feel that setup is for you?
Well, in general, since I'm learning most of the tracks right before I jump on the track and race, everything's new to me. So I just adjust to whatever the car feels like, and changed a few things I know how to change myself and that you guys can help me with. I mean, I spent the last few months going through all the different classes that I was in, just jumping in that fun race recently, jumping in the cup car. It threw me off jumping back into Xfinity. But again, I'm learning the tracks, so I'm still learning the setups and everything. So I just practice what I'm given, and my mind, I don't know if it's just my opinion, but if you're a good racer, you should be able to get in and practice, do your little adjustments, and still race whatever setup you're given.
I definitely want your true opinion. I mean, that's what we're here for. Okay, so Amanda, I have seen you race many times. A lot of times, you hang the bottom a lot. That seems to where you're comfortable. I mean, you've come through our team speak and said, "Hey, I'm going to hang the bottom. That's where I like running. I'm comfortable." Do you feel that these setups that Dave has given us is comfortable for your style?
I'd say the majority of them, yeah, I definitely think the majority of them. And then if I have to go a little slower just to hug the line, I will. But again, that's the only thing I've really known that I'm comfortable with, so I just do it. And if I ever have to try to run the middle line or the high line, I do, if I realize it's more helpful for me. But I don't see any races that I've had to fight the car to hold the bottom line.
Okay. So Corey,
Yes, Terry.
I see you running a lot of times.
In the front, yes.
You're running midline most of the time. It just seems like you got the three comfortable running that side. With your drive style, how do you feel with Dave's setups?
he knows that because he watched the replay, Corey.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, I watch the little fucker all the time.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, you
so-
don't even
so
watch the
seriously,
broadcast.
Corey-
How do you know what the three's doing?
Shut up, stupid. So honestly though, Corey,
I mean-
the setup we get, are you comfortable running your midline?
Well, I just adapt to the car with the setup because I really didn't run Xfinity too much before we took them this year. I was mostly running trucks and the ARCA cars because that's the two leagues I was in. So I didn't really run Xfinity too much. So I'm just adapting to the setups and the way the car feels. I mean, I did love Mark's setups that we had in the ARCA car because I figured out that I can turn the car with the brake and the gas pedal a lot easier, but just
Yes,
figuring it
I
out.
agree. I agree. So you just said something. You like Mark's setup because you know you can use the brake and gas
Well, yeah, that
to
was, like I said, that was with the ARCA car, too.
But then again, but you could turn the car with the brake and gas. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. So, in your opinion, Corey, as of right now, do you feel we have that turn with that setup?
I felt it on some tracks. Other ones I might not just been running the right line, but yeah, I felt it a little bit in some tracks where it came back. But I also adjust to my wheel too with the offset. I just figured that out with the offset and the ratio that I like to run with my wheel. So it's just all figuring it out. We're only halfway through the season, first year in the Xfinity cars. Like I said, I didn't race them a lot before.
Now, Mark, not in any way am I trying to say to get rid of David's setups and have you do it. I'm not saying that one bit. What I'm trying to get to is everybody's feel with David's setups. I personally, I would like a little bit more downforce. I love the way the car feels, but just a hair bit more downforce on the front end. Oh, I think the car would turn great, but that's my driving style. Up against Amanda, who drives the inside, Corey, who drives the middle. I like coming down from the outside in. Uh, I, I mean that there's three personalities right here. We all drive a different style. So
Well, that's what I was trying to explain to Marquise and
okay,
Mike and a lot of those guys that run some of the pay to win setups, and they were the opinion they run the original setups, and they were
hmm
like, "This is not a pay to win setup. This doesn't feel like a pay to win setup." Okay, it doesn't, because you remember the practice races that we did. There was some checkup, and they just kind of just barely tapped each other. I think it was Miller, and just barely bumped him and got barely any front end damage, and he was overheating in like 10 laps,
hmm
and he ended up blowing up. And then there were some other people that did that too, and so David had to back the tape down. Even at Auto Club, I'm like, man, we got to crank the tape down. And he said, yeah, but you're off the throttle so much at Auto Club, it shouldn't matter. Well, I did some tests and went in and like popped the wall a couple times, not even with the nose, just with the right of the car, just went up and boom, hit the wall like you would push out of the corner, and it started overheating. And even off throttle that long. And I said, we can't do it, man. And this was at like, I think it was 60 or 65% or so, or maybe. And he's like, man, we run like 70% tape at, Auto Club. 60 should be good. It wasn't, it wasn't. It was overheating with just any kind of front end damage. And so we backed it back down to 50. And what I think is, I was trying to explain to Marquise and them, they were under the impression like, so if you saw the springs and the Homestead setup that I put in, it had a really big right rear spring, right? That's how you kind of get the car to rotate, because it's in essence you're taking the car, a level car, and like jacking the right up. So it's like a solo cup, right? So if you take a solo cup, lay it on the ground and roll it, one side's smaller, one side's bigger, it's going to turn a circle. So if you got stiff springs on the right, soft springs on the left, same thing. You put the power down, it rotates the car. And so I was doing that to the car because I think the way David and them are getting the downforce you want, Terry, is massive tape on the front of the car. And generally these cars used to be where you could only run about 35% tape was a lot. And now they're running 60 and 70% tape sometimes. It's almost like qual tape. And that's putting that downforce on the nose, pressing the nose down. So they're having to back the springs off, or the car is going to spin out. How many times have you got a good setup and then went out on the track, said, okay, I worked on my setup, feels pretty good. I didn't have time to work on a qual set, so I'll just throw some tape on it. And you go in there and just spinning out off the corner because of all the downforce and the turn that you have in the car. So I think that's what they're doing, is they're lowering those rear springs to get that loose back out of the car with all that tape on the car. I was trying to explain that to Marquise and them, but I don't know. It was my first shot at fixing one, and it might have sucked. And I was like, dude, I gotta, if I'm gonna adjust on them, I'm gonna have to learn what the car likes, what the car don't like. but they were very adamant about it, and you know, almost to a point of being mad about it. And I was just like, dude, you know, you're trying to tell me about setups. I've been doing this for a long time, and I might not be perfect, but I know how the cars react, and you know, it might have been too much. I might need to find that, you know, happy medium where the car feels good, but I have to make an attempt at it before I can get it there. And you know, when I found out on a Sunday that the car's not reacting good, I had like 15 minutes to fix it, and I tried, and it was okay. I mean, there wasn't a lot of wrecks, so I mean, it was okay. But
So one thing, Mark, I will say about you, and I don't know if I've said this in every broadcast or even, I mean, you see my write-ups every week, or when I do the write-ups, that you are more than willing to get in. And I mean, uh, let's be real about this. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Mark Arthur is busy. I know that.
yeah,
I know that personally because you're working. But for on the weekends, hey Mark, would you mind getting in with me and watching me run a few laps? 99.9% of the time, Mark Arthur will take the time to get in with you and say, hey man, back off here, get in the gas here. Uh, you help us. The help is there. Each and every one of us has access to you.
yeah,
I mean, I personally have said, hey, Mark, what am I doing wrong? And you've gotten my car and said, hey, back off here, get in here, see what that does.
yeah,
I mean, you personally have helped me in my lap times. I
right,
mean, you're there to help us. You don't have to. You say, hey, you know what? Fuck you, figure it out.
right. Yeah, but I want good racing, so the more I can help
Exactly.
anybody learn a track and not be so aggressive or save their equipment, or you know, it's like there's a lot of people that like to dog the car and they want to be fast every lap, you know,
Yes.
and but if you watch the good people, how much does Gruenberg overdrive his car early in a race?
Very, it does.
He starts in the back.
Yeah.
He starts in the back and takes his time. Jamie takes his time. I think, and if you look at it, I think Jamie has actually gotten aggressive these last few races because he hasn't been here. So he's like, man, I haven't been racing. Man, I want to get up there and win. And Gruenberg's pulling away, and you know, and look what's happened. Jamie got in trouble, right? Because he got a little aggressive. And that's not Jamie. Like that's the most I've ever seen Jamie aggressive in that last race when he took it three wide and then he went down on the apron. Never seen Jamie do. I've known Jamie since 2012. I've
Yeah.
never seen him do that. I've never seen him go three wide on somebody that aggressively. And I was like, wow, Jamie is hungry to win because he's just been away from us for so long, you know. And it's like it was weird to see Jamie do that. I was like, wow, you know, that's not Jamie. And it's I don't know, you know, and if I can teach people just to be a little more patient, because a lot of these guys would be way faster than me. Like I'm not great, you know, I'm not a pro driver by any facet of the imagination. I'm just a okay, consistent driver. That's all I am. And I know
Well,
I'm 50. I'm never going to be as good as the Spencer Preet, Michael Cozy, you know, even Marquise if he'd calm down a little bit. You know, if so, someone like Marquise or someone like uh, can't think of who else. Blake would be good. He's very aggressive sometimes. Dalton was very aggressive in the
Dalton, well, yeah, definitely
you know,
was.
and I had to preach to Dalton for 2 years at least. And finally he started calming down. He's finally starting to get it. Sam was the same way, right? Sam was like out there just wide open. And finally Sam started calming down. He started listening, started winning. So, you know,
So,
if I can get guys to do that, then the league will be good.
well, the biggest thing I was getting into there, Mark, was that you're more than willing to help
All in there.
anybody. I mean, like I said, I've asked you for help. I don't know how many other guys have asked you for help. Hey, Mark, how to get around this track? Where do I downshift? Where do I get in the gas? Where do I brake? I know personally you've helped me, and it showed in points that you helped me, and
Right.
I appreciate that. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but I do appreciate it.
You have many times. You probably wouldn't remember now, but you have told me.
No, not right now. I wouldn't. But I do appreciate what you've done. And I know I'm going to get fucking messages now. Oh, you're kissing Mark's ass. Kissing Mark's ass. Fuck you, Amanda. I see what you just did. But no, I'm not kissing Mark's ass. For anybody that's in the league that wants help, all they have to do is ask. I mean, Mark's there. If he has the time, he will definitely get in and help you as much as he can. He does, as an admin point, we don't want to see fucking wrecks every 5 laps. One thing I don't like is Sam coming on the radio and saying, "You guys fucking suck," and Sam does that. I love Sam to death, but I don't want to hear that out of Sam all the time. It happens though. Okay, Mark, it's your turn. And hold on, man. Corey, get me the fuck out of Aaron's arms and put me
Okay, yeah, I'll
live.
fix it in a minute. Hang on.
Thanks.
You just missed it. I was just massaging your big ass bald head.
Oh, yeah, you're a douchebag.
No, but in all seriousness, though, you've
Yes.
definitely been very helpful. You've jumped into my cockpit and the team speak and the Discord, giving me some
I'm
tips
not
on the
jumping into
side.
anybody's cock. I just want to put it that way
Something with
out
it.
there right now.
Hold on, Mark. Not yet. Let's get through the serious stuff first.
Oh, but like even you were the one who found the ladies of iRacing and sent it over to
Yeah.
Corey because we weren't linked up on like Facebook or anything yet, and said, "Hey, there's this league. It's
P,
for
I'll
the
be
girls and
back.
stuff." And it was helpful. It was a little bit of a shit show in those races, but it was good to get in because even running almost all caution laps in all the races, it
Right.
got me in and got me running a little more and stuff like that, and a little more comfortable in the car, even though it was the cup car and
He
everything. It was
can't
a
get out of
little.
his seat.
But it was still more time in the car, and you went out of your way to throw Corey a message and say, "Hey, if Amanda wants to get more seat time, here's a league she could jump in on a different night."
Yeah, I thought that because I seen you drive, right? And I was watching you in the practices and stuff. I said, hey, if she wants to practice, have her get into this because I felt like that you would have been top of that group, and you were. I think you were leading the points. I think right when they
I
finally
don't even really know
changed
where it
her, you
was
were up
with
there.
points, but there was a
She was up
couple of
there.
us. Yeah, and there was actually a girl
Yeah,
that was really, really good. I forget her name. I think it was like Michaela or
Steve.
Kayla or
Oh,
something, but but it was good to see some really other good
yeah.
female drivers too, and just to get in and get more seat time.
But I thought like that if you could get in there and you could pit yourself against other women, not these guys that have lived racing for years and dream about wanting to be a race car driver. It's not every woman's fantasy, right? Let's be honest. And it's just if you could get in there and you could kind of pit yourself against these other women that aren't everyday racers and have husbands that's gotten them into it, and you could go in there and do well, it would go, man, I'm pretty good. I might not be beating these dudes, but I'm beating all these women that are in the same boat as me. That
It
could
gave me a
do.
little self-confidence boost. Even the first race
Yeah,
I jumped out, I go, "Holy shit, some of them are really not good." And I'm like,
right.
"Okay, so I'm not that bad."
Yeah, and if you could you know, because if you just race with guys like us, you're gonna be like, man, I fucking suck at this, and this isn't for me. But if you could race some of them, and you go, well, I'm beating all of them, so eventually I'm gonna beat some of you, and it's kind of like, you'll get that little bit more confidence, and pretty
Well,
soon
that's
you're
the
gonna be
funny
beating
part
little
too,
Corey
like
over
the
here.
officials. I still hate the officials, but when I, won some, got some polls at Charlotte and beat a bunch of grown men all around the world or nation or wherever, that definitely helped give a boost in confidence too. So, um, that's why we are dabbling with the idea of jumping in Rick's Wednesday night league. I still don't like the idea of having to learn different tracks in the same week, but he said that I guess they run somewhat similar schedules, so I want to jump in that one too, just to get more time.
Yeah, because you need to learn to fix PCs and do virus scans too, though. Because when you start beating Corey, he's probably gonna put a virus on your shit.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
something's gonna be unplugged, and I'm not gonna tell her what.
I tell you, if Amanda can get her pit stops down, good. I'm not talking about just entering and exiting. If she can get that down where she can do that really fast, like the first few races, you were actually doing it too fast, right? A couple times you locked them up getting in. Now I think you've went the other way and you're like being super conservative getting in. If you can find that middle ground where you can get in and off the pits well, because that seems where you're losing a ton of times. Like you'll be up like eighth, ninth, 10th, and I'm like, damn, look at Amanda, she's kicking Corey's ass. She's gonna be carrying that banner. And then I look back up and I'm like, what the? She's 2 laps down. What the hell has happened to her? And it was after pit cycle. So I mean, if you could get that down, I think Corey'd be worried. I think Corey and Aaron and Terry. I mean, because you do really well during the races, and all the way seems like till toward the end, and then right at the end, it seems like something happens, whether it's pit stops or you know a speeding penalty, and I guess Aaron taught you how to do that, and something like that happens, and then you're lap down or 2 laps down. So I mean, if you can figure that out, you're gonna do just fine.
Yeah, we looked at the points earlier, and she's up to 19th, so she only has 3 more spots to gain to make the playoffs. Still
in front of Terry.
Oh, a lot in front of Terry.
Yeah, that didn't take a whole lot right now. So just let everybody know, I missed last week's race. I was busy. I was doing stuff with my wife and stuff. So this season,
Busy.
yeah, thank you, Mark. I've been busy this season. I want to race. It's just real life has taken a toll. Yeah, wife, WIFE. Yeah,
like
real
real
wife.
life.
Yeah, there you go.
You have a fake wife?
Yeah. I do. His name's Aaron Bockover.
Oh, yeah. No, that's real wife. He's holding you right now.
Right. But I mean, I've missed a couple races. I've actually missed being here in Shop Talk too. But real life has taken over a lot of my time this season, and it sucks. Last week I didn't race because I was busy. I mean, I was just busy, so that's the way it goes. And Sam, hey, fuck off, Sam.
Yeah, my wife tells me that all the time too, Terry.
I know, bud. I know.
Hey,
I know.
Can you, I'm busy.
So, Mark,
that's why I got my wife to join.
So, Mark, one big question I have for come on, Corey, you got to fix this with Aaron and me. Come on, do something.
Oh, okay.
Mark,
yeah. Just give me a minute. I'll do it. Hang on.
You're a lying bastard. I know that. So, Mark, one thing I have to say to you or ask you, and I think I've asked you this actually one-on-one together.
I've told you before.
So you took over after basically season 1.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of guys show up. You've seen a lot of guys leave. In your honest opinion, again, we're in T&A Motorsports Shop Talk here. You can say anything you want. It's all legal.
I will.
Okay. So your feelings on where we come from, season 1, owned by Wesley Johnson, to where we are now with owner Mark Arthur. I want your feelings on this.
Well, I've answered this like 3 times, but I can answer it again.
I'm sorry, I did not hear that. So
you're supposed to cross them out after you ask them, Terry.
Well, hold on, let me grab my pad here. Go ahead, bud. Corey, get me the fuck out of Aaron's fucking arms.
Will you just do it?
Okay, hang on.
Put him in between the 3 and the 44.
Remember, Terry, I said, we're doing good. I just wish we could get more loyal guys showing up each and every week. And if we could get a 43 guys showing up every week to where, the waiting list was an actual waiting list where people were just dying to get in here, that would be awesome, and I would love it to grow to that. Again, we don't want bad attitudes and, big, huge egos. And, we don't want anything like that. We just want cool people that we can hang out with and, just good, like-minded people that we can have a good time with. And, basically sit in here and shoot the shit with during the week, not just on Sunday. I want people like that, like people that can come in and hang out, and other people that stream, and we could watch their streams throughout the week and be buddies because they're friends of ours, and things like that. Not just, oh, here comes this guy again, and then we don't see him again until next Sunday. If we can build more like a community, like I said, I think the racing's better. I think if people see Amanda throughout the week and race with her throughout the week, they're going to respect her more on the track than if they only see her on Sundays. And it's just, if you can build a relationship
Agree.
with everybody, it's not this pixelated car beside me. It's Terry Foster beside me.
Right.
It's Corey. I'm about to turn in turn one at Martinsville. So if people think that more, that it's Corey, it's Terry, it's Amanda, it's Backover, it's Sam, it's Mark, it's whoever, you know, it might be worse if you're a penis and don't nobody like you. They might go, fuck Dalton, right? So I mean, I'm sure Dalton's got a lot of that because he was kind of arrogant when he was winning some races there. I kind of told Dalton, settle down, man. Let other people talk about you. Don't talk about yourself when you win. Let other people talk about you and just, don't. It ain't no big deal. I got lucky or something like that. That's the way you should approach it when you win. Not like, yeah, I'm gonna kick everybody's ass, and it's just, if you take it to that approach, more people like you, and you're not having people go, fuck Dalton down into the turn. They're like, whoa, 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 I don't want to wreck Dalton. So the more we learn each other, the more we like each other, the better the racing gets. If we can just keep building on that, I think the league will be, like a destination where everybody wants to come race because the racing's good and the people are good and there's no assholes in there that treat you like shit. How many leagues have we been in where the guys go, oh, you're slow, get the fuck off the track, you shouldn't be on here, you're too slow, why are you in this league? And no, we don't want any of that kind of stuff because everybody should be on the track.
So Mark, from day one of Blazing Pedals to where we are right now, I don't know if you know this or not, but as of right now, I looked this up today. We have had 185 drivers come
You
through
said
BP.
that already.
I did?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Cross it out, Terry. Cross it out.
Maybe I've been drinking a little bit today. But okay. So we've had.
Let me ask you a question. So, Mark,
Terry's like, maybe I should drink something today.
Mark,
Yeah.
so since you took
Fuck
over
yes.
Blazing Pedals to now, what do you think how the league's gone?
Wait, douchebag. I wasn't going that route, but okay, go ahead.
You've already asked me that.
Yeah.
But did you know we had 185 come through the league?
Yeah, because you told me.
I did not say
45.
that.
Yeah, you did.
No, you're stupid.
You said rewatch it. You said at the
You're
beginning.
You're stupid.
Terry Biden.
Ian Haybick. Fuck
Terry
off.
Biden.
Yeah, I see that. I'm sorry, guys. I have been drinking.
Oh
today.
no, you're fine.
No.
It's great. I love it.
Go to like the fourth question. I don't think you've asked that one yet.
Yeah, you got a second page?
This page. That's all I have is this fucking page. There's nothing on it.
Oh,
But so Mark, one thing I can say is, and I hope I can speak for the rest of the league, is that you took over Blazing Pedals after season 1, basically because of other problems we've had with the other owner. Your thoughts on taking over the league, not racing? What's your feelings on that? I mean, you're not racing anymore. You spent the last 3 seasons not fucking racing.
is this the Twilight Zone?
I
Am I
did
getting
not
bumped
say
right
that.
now?
I did not say that, Mark. Shut the fuck up and answer the question.
Bacher was even texting about it too.
Fuck over. Where's that douchebag at? Is he texting us?
Yeah, he's texting us.
Corey? Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, how
Yeah,
many people
yeah.
have came through the league so far?
How many what?
people have come through the league so far?
185.
Oh, I haven't heard that before.
Hey, fuck you, Aaron. I know you're watching this, you prick, yeah. But no, okay. So since you've taken over,
Well, let's ask him this question. Mark, how did you get started with iRacing?
I was going to go there next, actually.
So I did the papyrus racing way back when, in the 90s, I think it was. Like, what would that be, 96, I think it was.
You
something
ain't
like
that old, you fucker.
It was a while ago, man. Probably 90. No, it's probably 97, something like that, I think, when the papyrus racing was out. And I did that a lot. And that was like, we really didn't even have much internet. It was like AOL and shit. You used to have to call. You put the person's phone number. You could race one other person. You put their phone number in. It would ring to their house. If they had the game on, the game would answer. And you could race one other guy with AI. And started doing it with that. And then, went all the way up to 2K3. And then there wasn't anything for a long time. That was just because they stopped doing that. And a buddy of mine actually told me about iRacing. He's like, "Have you seen this iRacing thing?" And this was in 2012. And I was like, "Nah, I haven't heard anything about it." He's like, "Man, you could race all kind of different cars, kind of like that Pirates used to be." And he used to do land parties. This guy stuff. Nobody would race me in the land parties. I'd go over there, and they all thought they were racing good, and I'd take my shit over there and just whip the piss out of them. They were like, "Oh my god, look how smooth he is on the car," and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, have you never watched racing before? You don't see their in car how smooth they are. I mean, you just emulate that. And so then he told me about it, and I was like, man, because I was over at his house playing like Battlefield or some shit like that, and because he does a lot of first person shooters, and he told me about it. I was like, I'm gonna go home and check it out. And so I went home, signed up that night, man, and I've been doing it ever since. And it
Were
was
you on a
2012.
controller to start?
No. I originally had the old Microsoft Sidewinder wheel. Like that was one of the first wheels that came out with the force feedback and stuff. And so I had that, but we'd been doing like dirt and stuff like that because there wasn't any really good like NASCAR type games. And so then when I found iRacing, man, I was like, hell, this is what I've been looking for. This is right back toward the simulator type games where you have to set the car up and do all that stuff. That's right down my alley. And I've just been doing it ever since. I mean, I've met a ton of people. Used to run around with Ty Majeski a lot. And David Lamb, I was on a team with David. Ty would sit in our team speak more than he sat in the posse team speak. And, I've met a lot of people. Max McLaughlin used to sit, with us and race with me a lot. And there's a ton of people. I mean, everybody knows I've talked about it. Alex LeBay. I mean, I was pretty good friends with him and ran one of the leagues he had. I've met so many people on iRacing that you never get out of a race before. I mean, iRacing is pretty awesome. I wish they would fix some shit, and I think they're more money grabbing now instead of, like they used to do. Because like a lot of these guys with iRacers were the original modders for 2K3, and that's where they came from, like Nem Cross and all those guys. And but I wish they'd get back to the love of the game again and the love of the sport. Get it to where they cared about it again. You can almost tell that it's like they're growing away from the caring, and it's like money. They're just money grabbing right now. So I wish they'd get it back. I think a younger group's going to have to come in and be those modders again, the people that care about getting the game going again. But if they don't open it up to modding, that might never happen. So if they could figure out the tires and the grip on the track and weather and all that shit, it'd be a good game. Maybe update the engine possibly because it's so old.
Yeah. Speaking of love, looks like TVB's in the house. What's up, buddy?
Finally. Finally.
Why are you always showing up so late?
Bastard. Yeah, 185, Corey.
Back over ass. How many people came through the league?
So Taylor, to recap, Terry's getting ready to ask me how the league has changed since from Wesley Johnson to me and how I feel.
But you haven't answered it yet, you douchebag.
I have.
Yeah, three times.
And, wanting people to be loyal and a group of loyal people.
Okay, so I can actually go back through Dan Lisa and look at the loyalty.
All right.
When I looked at today,
we have a good core. We have
hold on. So we got. I want to say.
That looks like 80 million, but I think I'm seeing
Hold
more
on,
zeros than really there.
hold on, douchebag. I'm looking at our points standings at the moment. So out of our point standing, and Mark, I would probably say
185.
less than 10% of our point standing as it is right now with 43 drivers, less than 10% have stuck through our loyalty. What you said, loyalty,
I said something like that.
since season one. So I can tell you names. Dalton Kilrow. He's been here since day one. You know that just as well as I do. TBB. TBB come in late in the season, I think in season 2.
Amanda Sherman just got here.
Shut the fuck up, Corey. I wasn't even talking to you.
I think Taylor didn't come until like season 3 or 4. He came in with the Cesar crowd with Brian.
So Corey Sherman, I think he
Yes.
started season 1, right?
I think I did the last race of season 1 or the last 2 races of season 1.
So did Aaron and I.
Right,
So
I was in the race right before you whenever you started.
Hold on. Let's go through here.
I'm just telling you, that's when I started.
Okay. Blake Decker. He started, I want to say, mid-season of 2.
I think he was original. I think
Ian Habiak. So Ian Habiak, hold on a minute. I got his stats right here.
Yeah, pull up Ian's stats. How's Ian doing?
I've got it right here. Ian Habiak has got 98 starts. So Ian's been here pretty much from day one, which is pretty cool. Who else do we need here? Cass and Campbell.
Well, I'm one of the 185, Terry.
I wasn't even talking about you, dude. Ty Morosco. He's another driver that's been pretty well in with the Blazing Pedals. Myself, Dakota Todd, he started really late.
You go through the whole list.
Actually, I am. That's all I've got right now.
Those 5 people.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. I'll do it again in 5
You have
minutes.
185. You just came up with 5 names.
Exactly, but Corey, you're right. I come up with 5 names because all these other guys either left or we kicked out of the league. There's a lot of guys that have not stayed since season 1, like myself, season 1,
people
like
that are
you,
still here, or Brian
myself,
Dalton Kilrow, Ian.
Are you serious? You want to bring up fucking season 1?
Yeah, I'm telling people that have stayed.
Well, I can if you want me to.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Blake Decker, Ty Morosco.
Yes.
Corey
Sherman.
He did.
Aaron and I both came in at the last 1 or 2 races.
Yeah. Who else was here? Terry Foster.
Mark, didn't you take the league over after season 1?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, because
You want
the person who would not be named got banned from my race.
You just got it.
So, would you like to hear how it's changed?
Yeah, how's it changed up to
Go ahead,
today?
Mark. You got it all pulled up.
I'm in a fucking whirlwind here. Aaron. Kevin Foster. I don't suppose he's of any relation.
No, not at all.
You're not related to him, Terry?
No, sir.
I mean, there's a lot of people that first season. I mean, holy hell, there was 100 damn people in the first season that raced at least, 74 people raced at least one race.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, what's your shirt say?
Oh, it's my exercise fries shirt.
What's it say?
Surprise shirt. You didn't hear him?
Shut up, Mark. You fucking idiot.
I understood him perfectly. It's
Hold on, man. I'm trying to get my
Ooh,
screens
Taylor
back.
came up with the stat of the day. Terry has led 15 more laps than Sam in Blazing Pedals races.
I'm trying to get my stream up again. There we go.
Sam said, "So is there any openings for that All-Star race? 'Cause I got to fix that shit."
Yeah, Sam's gonna be able to make it. He drives a fucking semi for a
The
living.
bad
He's
thing
gonna
is
make it.
Terry's done it 1 and 2 laps at a time while everybody's pitting.
That's right. That is exactly right. So, Mark, okay, back to serious questions, please.
How the league has changed.
Well, no, what I was going to
Oh.
get at is where do you see us going in the future?
So kind of like how the league
wait
changed.
a minute, hold on, stop right there. You and I
How
have
far have we
talked.
come?
Shut up. You and I have
How far?
talked personally about where the league's going.
Yeah.
Your stand on I don't know if I'll fuck it, I'll say it. If you
Say
want
it,
to if you want to stay as quote unquote owner,
Um, some of it.
where are we going? Where are we
Yeah.
going?
So talking about the owner thing, I don't mind doing it, right? I don't mind doing it, but it's like sometimes it gets really nerve-wracking because people just are unappreciative, sometimes. And sometimes it's like I get busy like everybody else. Terry, you've been busy, didn't race, right? You were busy for the Monday night thing, didn't come to the podcast because you're
Right.
busy. But so I get busy too. And sometimes, damn it, after I've been doing things all day Sunday and then I sit here and watch a race, sometimes I just don't feel like doing points, right? And then just like this week, right? I've been doing it every week. Sunday, 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 Sunday. I've had them out every week. I didn't feel like it this week. I said, man, I got 3 weeks. I'm not going to stay up late. I'm going to do something else, play some Conan or something. Give me some me time for a little bit, and I just didn't do them. But then people start pounding it. Where's the points? Where's the points? Where's the points? Where's the points? Where's the setup? Where's the points? Where are we racing? Where's the point? And people don't realize everybody thinks they can run a league, right? And I'm not saying I'm the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it's like it's a pain in the ass. Like you've never seen so many grown babies, like for drivers in the league. And I'm not calling everybody babies. I'm just saying some of the questions are so dumb. I mean, not dumb. There's no dumb questions. So I don't want to say it like that. But it's like some of the questions are like, okay, prime example. When we were doing different tires, right? How many we put all that information out there? It was even on the schedule. How many times was asked? How many tire sets are tonight? Right. So I always put a little graphic in with the stages, right? How many times do people say, so what are the stages? Every time we get in a race, it's like sometimes people just don't want to do anything for themselves and they want you to give them all that information. And it's almost like sometimes it's like, well, why aren't you giving me that information? I asked for it. And it's like, dude, I mean, even Sam can tell you that clash race was a pain in my ass. Like there was so much going on. And even Sam, when he's in the room and I came in there and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, man, I'm answering this question. I'm answering that question. I'm trying to get in the thing. And Rick was, trying to figure out whether he was going to race or not. And then him and Nick were talking about possibly Nick not racing and Rick racing. I'm dealing with all that kind of stuff. And plus Chris asking me questions. Terry was asking me questions. Sam was asking me questions. I'm like splitting off into 5 different ways in my mind. And when I get in the room, Sam's like, what are you doing? Where you been, penis? And I'm like, man, I got so much shit going on right now. It's unreal. And he's like, turn that shit off. you know, I was like, man, I got people in Discord and all this. He's like, turn it off. I was like, I can't. When people have all these questions, I just can't turn it off. And it's like, sometimes people seem very unappreciative. And I know people don't want to be unappreciative, but sometimes some of the things and the way they act, it just feels that way. And it starts to wear on your nerves a little bit. And that's why you've been talking about us racing again more than I have. You've been wanting us to come race again. A lot of people want to race me, right? And I'm sure they want to get out there and kick my ass, right? And I'm sure they want to kick Sam's ass, and and say I'll beat Sam or I'll beat Mark. And I would love to get down and race with you guys again. It's got to be a good system. It can't be what it was. you know uh, uh where we're looking at stuff afterwards. I'll never do that again because it's just so such a pain in the ass, and it's not a good
It's
system.
time consuming.
It was
It
that,
it,
and
it
it's
was
not
very
a good,
much time consuming.
yeah, it's not a good system at all, because if you get penalized the next race, and the next race is Indy, and you got a black flag, that's not going to hurt. You're not going to go a lap down. You're going to be good. If you get a black flag at Martinsville, you're screwed. I
Yeah.
mean, chances of getting those, because you're going to lose 3 laps, and a chance of getting those 3 laps back at Martinsville. I mean, there will be a lot of cautions, but people are going to go lap down quick, and they're going to be 1 lap down. You're going to be 3 laps down, and then if there's a caution, they're getting their lap back, not you. And it's going to be certain people that just get lapped really fast at Martinsville, and that would be hell, getting the laps back. So I would never do that again. But if we could come up with something that's good and it's a good system, I would love to race again. And I wouldn't get so burnt out. But it's like, that's the only thing that wears on me, is some of the things that seems like, you know, sometimes there's, you know, just people being inconsiderate sometimes, and it's like, well, you should have it out. You should do this. You should, yeah, I should, yeah, okay, perfect world, but I'm only one dude, and Terry, I do a lot of it of myself, and I ask you guys to do some things, like I have Taylor and Dalton doing the write ups, and 'cause there's no way in hell I could do all that by myself, and I try to do as much as I can by myself, because the points, I got like 5 different spreadsheets that I use for the points. I'd have to teach somebody to do all that, and
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I ask a lot of help with you guys with the scheduling, if you remember. And Terry can tell you, I'm a decent. If you want to say owner, I feel like we all own the league. I don't feel like that this is mine. I feel like it's ours. And but Terry can tell you, I ask a lot. I ask people questions. What do you feel about this? How do you guys feel about that? And I always put it in the admin chat, do I not, Terry? And I like try to get everybody's input. I usually never approach something as like, this is what we're going to do, and I don't care if you like it or not. I never approach it like that. I try to ask and get
Well,
as
Dak,
much
here's the
information
deal.
as
I'm
I
the
can.
best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I
So
piss
you just
excellence.
touched on a lot of stuff right there, Mark. So
Yeah, I know. I can get winded.
no, yeah, you can. So one thing that you do try to do, and sometimes as an admin, I feel you could say more to your admin. Say, hey, Dalton, I need this. Hey, Terry, I need this. Hey, Nick, I need this. Shit, who knows the other admin? There's 5 of us.
Okay, so I have asked Dalton to do some stuff.
Sam.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
So-
but I
so
mean,
let's touch on
if
that.
we're Mark, hold on for a second. But for the most part, I feel Dalton is doing his part.
Yeah. Somewhat. I
I,
mean, he's got a new job.
I know I know I asked to back off this season
Right.
from admin and just being there for certain things. You and I have talked about this. We got Nick, and kind of with
We used to have
Nick. Well, yeah, we used to have Nick. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him, but with Nick, we've also backed off with him and said, "Hey, we need you for this. Please be there for that."
Right.
I mean, you do ask us for certain things, and I think in a whole, we give you what you need.
Yeah.
No, Mark, I think you need more
Go
of
ahead.
a little assistant or secretary, and I will volunteer right now as long as you guys don't kick me out for next season. At the beginning of the season, you can throw me a little sheet that's got all the stages and the reminder of the tires and all that stuff. And every Sunday morning, I can jump on Discord. Hey guys, these are your stages. This is that. Just read it and don't ask me questions.
Amanda, that would definitely be something that I would look at. I mean, if you got a lot of
Exactly.
Yeah, like a little
Exactly.
reminder
shut up,
assistant
Terry,
note.
you've talked enough.
Yeah. I do ask the boys every week, like every Sunday morning, what's the stages right before the race
Yeah.
starts? What's the stages? And I have no problem being a little secretary or assistant or something. And hey Amanda, here's the stuff for the next few weeks. Can you throw the
Yeah.
reminders up Sunday at noon
I
or
mean,
whatever?
somebody like yourself, Amanda, that, I mean, I don't know how much you know spreadsheets and or anything like that. I would have no problem teaching somebody that kind of stuff that a field could handle it. teaching Terry to work a fucking spreadsheet.
Yeah,
I
that
might
ain't
as well,
gonna happen.
I will teach my dog to walk on backwards on its hind legs and fucking
Right.
shit the tune to fucking Bonanza. That would never happen.
Well, I'd have
You
to
know,
teach her the spreadsheet.
Either way, even if
if she
it's stuff
knows
that's not like
anything
crazy
about
detailed.
Excel, it's not
Yeah.
hard because the spreadsheets are made.
Mm.
And it's basically copy paste. And it's like I have them set up pretty well where they, you know, basically do it themselves. Sometimes if you mess something up, this is the problem. So the spreadsheets are there, but they're not locked, or anything like that. So if you go in and mess something up, that's the bad thing. Is like if you mess it up, I'm like, okay, what the hell did somebody mess up? Because now
Well,
I got to
even if
figure
you
out
like
what.
jotted it down on a piece of paper before the beginning of the season, here is all of the stages for all of the races, this, that, and the other thing. Here's your penciled
Yeah,
out notes for the season. Put
right.
them up when you're supposed to.
I mean, the points is time consuming. It takes me about an hour to do everything. Well, probably not. I mean, maybe half an hour if I bust down and get it done because I've got it pretty. I did have everything in one big folder, and now I've split it off to now I've got a folder called points. So now I know these are the 4 spreadsheets that I need to do the points. And so points are big.
You got fucking
Dalton's
taffy
offered
over
to do
there?
What?
You chewing taffy over there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
it. Yeah. Oh, he said he only got one box, right?
No, I think you got a pallet shipped to him.
Yeah.
It's a bag.
Sorry to interrupt you
But
guys. You can keep
I'm
going.
letting you guys talk. I'm just leaving you alone,
He's
man.
not
Go
talking
ahead.
about interrupting you with the taffy. He's talking
But
about
but
Mark.
I do have a comment on what you're saying, though, Mark.
Yeah, Taylor has even just now said, Dalton has offered, but I feel like, I don't really want Dalton worried about that. I want Dalton worried about Facebook because Tim wants something out every couple days on Facebook. He wants that to stay active. It was active for a while. Now it looks like it's petering off again. So,
It's fell off.
yeah, so the whole year it needs to be active. And that's what Tim wants so he can share it. Between Tim and Ian, they got like 10,000 followers. That's a lot of people, and if we can hit those 10,000 followers, if we can share something and then Tim can share something and Ian can share something, we're hitting 10,000 people. Some of them are probably duplicates if it's Ian and Tim, but let's say we're hitting 5,000 people. That's a shit ton. And if Tim's willing to help, and if he can go talk to these other people that are into racing, like, look, this is pretty cool. Esports is growing. You can get in basically on the ground level. Here's their broadcasts. We have 5,000 people that are hitting their Facebook pages each week talking about sponsors and things like that. He can sell us to them. We could sell us to them. We can do different things. The more people we have going to our Facebook looking at that. So we need to keep that active. So I don't want to step on Dalton's toes with that. I want him to concentrate on that. I feel like I like to designate, right? So I feel like if that's his thing, he can concentrate on that and do well at it. Terry, if your things are the write ups and doing stuff like that, you can concentrate on it and you can do well at it. Sam and I did the race control. That was our thing. We could do good at that. And Sam was doing the race control stream and everything. And we were having people that would even go watch that. So that was growing and building, so I try to designate things and not give any one person too much. The problem with that is I end up usually being that person that's taking too much. But, you know, to touch on what you said, like Dalton was doing it. Now he's got a job, right? So now he's getting into the real world. He's becoming an adult and he's not doing school. So now he's learning what it's like what mommy and daddy does all week. So, Taylor, he's pretty free right now. He would be the only person that I could probably lean on a little bit more. Terry, you've asked to step back, got personal things going on. I honor that. I'm glad I went and talked to you personally, asked you to at least do the write ups and stuff still, at least be there because you're my one saving grace around a bunch of young kids or the other admins. I consider, Sam's young. He's what, 28, 29, 30 maybe this year. Hell, I don't know how fucking old it is, but you know, if it's like Dalton's young, Taylor's young, Sam's kind of young to me, you were the only other old fart in there. So it's kind
Right.
of, that's why I wanted you there because you're more of a mature, admin where you don't have these kiddie views and stuff like that.
Essie's drunk chomping on taffy in the corner
Shut
of the
up,
screen.
Amanda.
What?
Amanda would probably be a good admin if she was willing, and having a female side of looking at things. Maybe
That's
more.
what I was going to say too.
Yeah.
I
So,
love organization and structure, and I would be more than willing to help with anything that you need help with.
yeah.
Oh, she
There
hates
you
when
go.
she asks me to. What time are we going there? I'm like, I don't know. Whenever we get there.
That's me too, man. That's dude, man. That's me with my wife. Don't you have to be there at 4 o'clock? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's 3:55. I'm like, we'll get there eventually. So yeah, I think all men are like that.
But Amanda, that's something that the admin can look at for next season is bringing you on a board for an admin role to help out maybe with Mark.
I wonder who that is.
What?
T&A Motorsports is in chat now.
Oh fuck!
It has to be the Invisible Man.
Yeah, the one up in my banner.
Yeah.
Right. Seriously, Mark. I mean, and Amanda. Maybe that's something we could look at for next season.
I don't even have to be an admin, even if it's like I said, a little secretarial role. I don't mind, like a moderator.
But if you're going to be there, you might as well have an admin role. That way, you still have a vote and things, and maybe a fresh face is what BPL needs. And your very fresh face started out this year, racing with us.
Amanda, you're not using that ice, are you?
No.
I
like
seen him
Sam
go to the
said,
bathroom like 5 minutes ago. Now he's in there digging his dick beaters in the ice. Any ball hair in there?
His dick. Corey's got his dick beaters in the ice. He said.
Yeah.
I showered before.
You didn't shower after you just took a piss a minute ago.
I didn't take a piss a minute ago.
So a couple shout outs I want to give. TBB, thanks for being here. Sam Baumgarten, fuck off. I don't know who. Where's Gail? Where's my buddy Gail?
She's probably watching. She hasn't hopped in chat yet because she texted me earlier and asked if we were doing it tonight.
Okay. Gail loves me, so.
What are you signing off, Terry?
No, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Gail loves me.
You just giving shout outs midway.
Well, you still got to give thanks, Mark. Come on, man.
You do that at the end.
You know how this shit works.
You thank them till the end. You don't thank them if they don't stay.
Shit, there ain't a whole lot of people been in here tonight.
You got any questions, Terry? Like how I see the league going or anything?
You know what? I was trying to do that when I said you took over for the fucking league, and you wouldn't shut your cocksucker. So
I don't think I've ever seen Terry this fired up or rowdy.
I know, right? So Mark.
Well, we said this is his first shop talk that he's drinking at.
I know, and right now I'm empty. All I have is fucking water. So Mark, where do you see the league going?
I'm not answering that, you penis.
Okay, Mark, let me ask you this. How do you see the league has grown since you've taken over?
Isn't that the same?
Hold on.
It is.
It is in a different way. You said your loyalty. I mean, you've seen the loyalty come and go.
Right.
We've had guys fucking get in.
Like that. Hold
on. We've seen. I told you I've been drinking. We've seen guys get in and run 3 fucking races and then leave. I mean, is it that aspect of hey, thanks for your $30, see you later? I mean, Mark, you heard my question, you fucker. I know you did.
It's $35 too, by the way, Terry.
Oh, whatever it is. Yeah. Thanks for your 35.
Terry only paid
30.
$30.
See you later. Shut up, Corey. I mean, Mark.
No, I've never been.
I was going to say, I've known you for a while. You're not like that. You're not the I'll take your money and fuck off type of guy.
Right.
I mean,
no, he always tries to keep people in the league once he sees them frustrated.
Mike,
exactly.
For that, I've been over there talking to Mike and Dave Seats more than one occasion when they were mad. I'm not a I'm not like a stream sniper where I'll go listen to people to go, oh, did you
I have
hear
it
what
for
he
next
just
week.
fucking said? Fuck him. I can't believe he said that. I don't do that. If I go watch somebody stream like Marquise or Mike or somebody like that, and I see them literally visually upset, I'm not going to go talk to them then, right? Because I've
No, and
learned that
I've known
know,
that.
you don't go talk to somebody while they're pissed. Give them a day or so. And then I'll go in there and go, hey, man, I saw your stream, heard you say this. I'm not mad about it. I'm not stream sniping you, trying to find things. Let's talk about it. And I've spent hours over there talking to Mike and Dave Seats and, just Marquise, just trying to explain things to them, try to get it the best, try to ease their mind a little bit, when James Miller and Fisher wanted to quit, right? I give them about a week when they say, I want to quit this league, whatever. I give them about a week to cool off. Then I'll go back and say, hey, are you sure this is what you want? And, even Fisher came back and was like, hey, I was being a little over zealous and, I want to come back. I want to race with my friends and I'm going to chill out. And he did. And I appreciated that. And I told him that I appreciated that. I'm like, remember the one time he keyed up and he's like, I just want you guys to know that it's everything I could do not to say something there, and I was like, yep, man, I appreciate that, but then in the end, he just, sometimes people will, you know, kind of talk themselves into feeling a certain way and they'll, let's say they had a problem with the adminning or something, then anything that goes wrong, they'll go, oh, them admins or this or that, they want to keep pushing that blame to talk themselves into quitting. I don't get that, but
Take a drink, bud.
I've never been that type of person, so I'll try to go talk them down and get them to where they feel better. And some people you're just not going to do that with. Like I said, I hope those two guys watch Gruenberg, and I think Gruenberg wants to bring. He told me about another guy he wants to bring in, so hopefully those guys will watch those two race and go, man, the racing got better. I'd like to be part of that again, back racing with my buddies, because I didn't have anything against either one of them. I think some people didn't like, aggressiveness of some of them, but I've told people, I'm sure you've all heard me say it before, of you need those aggressive people, right? I mean, some people are going to be very passive, like Fred Thompson, right? He's going to move over and let you go whenever you catch him. As soon as he can, he might not do it in the middle of a turn. You might just have to be patient and wait on him to give that to you the next turn or on the straightaway. Amanda races very similar. Somebody comes up on her hard, she'll move. She might not move right then, but just wait a second and let her get the fuck out of the way, and then you can go around her. And it's just,
I don't move.
But you need those people that are sort of passive, but then you need those aggressive people too. What would NASCAR been without Earnhardt? I've said that 1,000 times. Earnhardt was a dick. Nobody liked racing him when he was at his best, because what did he tell you? Either lead, follow, or eat the wall, and that was his mentality. If I'm going to sit behind you for a few laps, and if you don't get the hell out of the way, I'm going to move you out of the way. And everybody loved, his fans loved it. Everybody else's fans hated it,
When we have everybody chiming in during race chat and everything, there's a lot of times I laugh, and I definitely don't mind hearing people vet, and there's definitely some times where it's like, oh my god, shut up, it's racing, like stop
Right.
being a goddamn baby and just
Right.
drive. So it's a mixed bag, but there is some whining and crying, but it's like you should have moved, or
Right.
maybe you were driving like a dick. It's a race, like get over it, move on. You don't freak out about it. You show up next week and stop being a baby about it.
Well,
So
good same story. I think Terry might have been there, and Corey, you might have been there too. It was in the very first one, I think it was the second season, and Gilbert was there, Dalton was there, and Gilbert had pinched Dalton down early in the race. It was like lap 8 or lap 10 or something really early. And Dalton was just livid. He was like, "What, you pinching me down? It's like lap 8." And he was like just getting pissed off. And I was like, "Dalton, he's racing. He's just racing. Did he wreck you? Did he hit you? No, but he didn't give me any room." And that's racing. He's not giving you room off the
I do
corner.
remember that.
so he could finish making the pass. And
And
Dalton,
sometimes it's not even on purpose. It's like you're just like, oh fuck, I fucked up there, and I just didn't want to. I just wanted to hold my line.
oh no, it was purpose. It was
Yeah.
on purpose for Gilbert.
Oh, it was there for a reason.
Gilbert races very aggressive, but he knew his abilities, and he knew he was going to hold Dalton down to not give Dalton the up off the corner, so he could make the pass. It just makes it easier. If you pinch the guy down, he can't. He's going to get tight because he can't come up off the corner, and you're going to be able to make the pass. So Dalton was complaining about it, and I'm like, Dalton, look, you have two choices. You can either sit in there and race him and shut up because it's a race, right? He's going to choose to race you that early. You can't make him not race you if you don't want to. Your other option is, if you don't want to race, back out and let him go. That's your two options. You either race him and shut up about it, or back out and let him go, and you ain't got nothing to complain about. But you can't be there side by side with a guy bitching that he's racing you hard. Doesn't matter if it's lap 8. It doesn't matter if it's lap 800. It's just, if he chooses to race you early and you don't want, you have the option of backing out. So you can't say you shouldn't do that. You can take yourself out of that situation. So, I mean, it's like, but with the Earnhardt stuff, we need those people. You need the aggressive Gilberts and things like that. Or there's no rivalries. Like, what would have the last season been without the rivalry between Bachover and Dalton?
Yeah.
That was interesting. It was interesting in the broadcast.
It was good.
It was interesting on the track when Bachover was like, "I'm going to take your ass out. You will not win this championship, Dalton." What were we all waiting for at that championship race when Bachover was up front?
We're waiting for him to crash him.
We were all, right. We were all waiting
all
for Bachover to take Dalton out. Is he going to do it? Will he do it? And he didn't. He chose to take the win that he's going to talk about forever. He chose to take that. He chose to take that instead of wrecking Dalton. So, he wanted to wreck Dalton. He said it a million times, but that was the chance to get his only win. He was the better man and took the win instead of wrecking Dalton. And it's just, without that rivalry, that would have been boring season, right? It would just been like, let's show up Sunday. But that was interesting and made it. And you need those types of drivers. And because Dalton was aggressive is why that rivalry started. So you need those people, and you need the passive people, and you need the people that don't do shit, in the middle. So, you need everybody.
So Corey, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Not so much Amanda, because Amanda does run the bottom.
She's a
lot.
girl.
She's a girl. That's right. So Corey, in the past few seasons we've all raced together, have you found yourself let's just look at Michigan. So if I go below the line in Michigan, I'm off the track basically. I'm off the racing surface. Have you found yourself holding that person down below that line going into one?
Oh yeah, I love fucking
not
with
just
people.
Michigan. Okay, but so have I, and that's what and Mark alluded to that. That I'm going to race you if you want to do something stupid to go below the line. I don't have to let you up off that line.
I mean, I'll
keep you down there.
I'll move up, but I like to think that they don't think I'm gonna let them move up. Like, I'll wait a little bit, like longer than I should before I let them up. But yeah, basically, if somebody does that to me, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you made that decision. Let's see how long you can wait if you think I'm gonna let you back up on the track or not."
Definitely not going to give them a good entry into 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly,
but then you're
Mark.
have to go way wide because his son bitch might shoot halfway up the track.
Right.
Yeah.
And what Corey said, I have done that personally myself at Charlotte, Michigan. You want to go below the line to try to get around me? I'm not going to let you back up on the track safely. I am sobering up, actually. I'm starting to get pissed.
Oh, he's making sense now. What the fuck?
I am.
All right, let's. We're been going about an hour and 20 minutes.
Hey, Corey, hold on a second. So I'm making sense now. Hey, Mark. So since you've taken over,
it's more legible.
Anyway, but I mean, there's many times I've had guys go underneath me, and I wouldn't let them back up.
It all depends who it is, too.
That's what she said.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
to me, it does not.
Oh,
Corey,
it does
you're
to
my
me.
teammate.
I know, you just come in front of me and
Whoa, that's also what she said.
like, I mean,
Real wide.
what was it? Oh yeah, Lucas Oil. When you came right up in front, you're like,
I
I want to be in
did.
the high
I
lane. I was
did.
like, what the fuck? And I turned
But-
you into the turn.
That's right, but that's racing. And I didn't get mad at you. I don't believe you got mad at me.
I mean, at the
But that's racing. That's
yeah,
just the way
it's
is.
racing. But at the time you get pissed off. But lap later, I was fine.
Sure. And you know what? As soon as we get out of the race, us four would start talking. Yeah, whatever the fuck, man. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. But at that second, it's like that son of a bitch. Why did he do that to me? Why did he cut me off?
Yeah, Terry on his old tires, me on fresh.
Exactly. And with what Mark's saying, I mean, we have so much racing out there. Even Daytona, Michigan, the big tracks.
We haven't
may
raced
not-
Michigan yet.
No, but we have in the past. But we may not.
And those have always been our best races too.
You're exactly right. But we're also spread out pretty good though too, Corey. In Michigan, oh my God! Mark, maybe you can answer this. What kind of cautions have we had at Michigan since?
Taylor, you still here?
Yeah, where's TBB
Yeah,
at?
where's Taylor at? TBB. What kind of cautions have we had at Michigan for the last? See, we're in season 6 now. For the last 5 seasons. I don't think there's been a whole lot of Michigan anyway. Even at what else is like Michigan, Kentucky. What type of
Kentucky like Michigan?
I think
Well,
Phoenix is.
if you look at Kentucky and Michigan, they're about the
Martinsville.
same.
Pretty similar.
No, you're stupid, dude.
How are you saying Kentucky?
Yeah, Kentucky's a mile and a half.
Kentucky's more like fucking Michigan than fucking Martinsville
Yeah,
is.
same distance and everything.
No, I didn't say distance, dick bag. Taylor, where you at? And Sam, fuck off about and Rick, you can fuck off too.
I think Pocono would probably be closer than
Oh, you're stupid.
Kentucky. You seen this?
I need a beer. You guys go
Yeah,
maybe get a beer.
yeah, go grab a
ain't
beer.
It's out
It's
in the
all
refrigerator.
parched.
Anyways, Mark.
Yeah,
the
Amanda.
The one thing I noticed right away, like racing with you in the fun races and stuff, like where did you get, and I don't know if they've talked about it before and I just missed it, all your paint schemes from like the My Little Ponies? I'm like, who's the guy running the pink car with all the silly stuff on it? Like it caught
That
my
was the
attention right
queer.
away.
Yeah, some of them I had made. The most recent ones, Michael, of course, Michael Falk has made, but originally I started it in a Powerpuff Girls car in the late models, and I just thought I was doing pretty good. In the official races I went a lot, and then I said, you know what, I want the girliest shit I can have to put on a car, and it just started as a joke, and I was basically trolling, putting a little pink girly Powerpuff Girls car out there, and like, could you imagine getting beat by a damn pink Powerpuff Girls car? And that was the whole joke. And I started running really good in it, especially like in NASCAR and stuff like that. And Sam can attest to it. He's in here. When I run any other paint scheme, I suck. I actually suck. Even at NASCAR, even tracks I'm good at, something always happens. I always get wrecked out or something. When I'm in a paint car, I run my best, and it's like it's weird. It's really really weird. It's like I've tried some of the squat schemes and even the cool one that was like Balicki's paint scheme with the look like the hair on it and stuff. I tried running that with Brian, sucked, wrecked, and tried running the other cars, and then finally right before uh, the fiasco with the Brian's team happened, I was getting ready to get in a pink car. Dr. Squatch came out with a Bow Chicka Wow Wow soap for Halloween or for Valentine's, same thing as Halloween, but they came out with it for Valentine's, and it was like I think it's got like rose petals and wine or something scented soap, and so Michael had made me a badass pink and never got to race it. So I mean, it was like I was hoping I was going to get the race that never came to fruition racing in that car, but it just started as a trolling thing that it was just funny, and it just kept going from there. And then I made the My Little Pony one. You
I
know,
love
because
the My Little Pony one.
yeah, you got all the little My Little Jabronis and the My Little Brony guys and stuff. So it's like I started making that, and then I put on the back like "Don't get beat by this girly car" or something like that. You know, because it would be
Well,
behind it.
Sam just put up there.
Yeah. Hell yeah, yeah. Sam just put it up there. So Sam's seen it a lot because he raced second in NASCAR. You know, he was like, I'm getting fucking tired of seeing that shit. So it served its purpose. It did exactly because I had one of the My Little Ponies like winking at you on the back of the car, big on one side, and it said that on the other side. It's pretty funny, you know. But it started as a troll thing, and it just became my thing, you know. And everybody knows that I race a pink race car all the time, pink as I can get it, you know.
I
John
like it.
Perkins, I want to know what kind of medication you're on, dude.
What?
Or state of Texas. Oh, John Perkins.
Oh,
what
he's
he wrote.
making fun of you because he said Michigan's
Yeah.
like Kentucky.
You know, because Texas
They
is
said
like
Rhode
one of
Island,
the big
dude.
states, and Rhode Island's a dot. I think that's the reference
I
there.
know what they are.
So here's the drunk test. What's your shirt say?
Exercise.
Told you he's not
Extra-
drunk anymore.
It says exercise. I thought you said extra fries.
No. A minute ago when we asked you that, you went, sauce and size of the fries.
It's French fries.
I've been eating my licorice and drinking water.
Like
Told
fish
you he
or
wasn't drunk
coffee?
anymore.
So, Mark, how do you feel about taking over a blazing battle?
See? Told you he's not drunk anymore. He remembers asking
Yeah.
that question.
Now, so Mark,
You know how many people came through Blazing Vitals?
185.
The loyalty
so-
is unbelievable.
Mark, I don't need to know who or what or where. I want to know how many guys in our league right now
185.
are texting you, hey man, what the fuck are you doing with the league?
Nobody.
In that kind of really?
No. I've
Why
never
the
got-
fuck? Why the fuck do I get all those texts? Why the hell Mark's doing this? Why is Mark doing that?
I don't know.
So anybody that's listening, please text Mark directly.
Text
Let
me directly.
let him answer your questions.
I don't know. I'm not an asshole by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Mark is a very easy person to get a hold of.
Yeah, I mean, when people have problems, like I said, I've been in there talking to Mike and Dave probably at least 3 or 4 times, and
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 hours talking things out with them. I'm not the guy that goes, "You're stupid," or "Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?" or well, that's a dumb idea. I've never been that kind of guy. I'll never be that kind of guy. People can come talk to me and ask me questions or text me. I know I get a lot of flack sometimes, like I said, with the feeling like that they're being inconsiderate. But maybe if people would ask me more instead of just lashing out, maybe I wouldn't feel like they're being inconsiderate if they could talk it out with me instead of just making snide comments or, uh, I don't know, just being entitled. I don't know how to say it. It's just, you know what I'm talking about. It's people like, I know that it's important to those guys, right? I know they want the points at a certain time, but sometimes it feels like that's all they want and that's all they're concerned about is them. Give me the points now. And then sometimes it never feels like, well, maybe he's busy. Give him a while. He'll get them out. Sometimes it just feels like you need to do it now.
Does this car number start with 44?
I think Aaron does it. I don't want to take it too lightly. I don't think Aaron. I think it's a joke now with Aaron more so than anything else. I know he's serious about it. I know he wants the points, but I think he does it just to fuck with me now and joke. Same as Terry. Terry will do it too. I know Terry's serious. I know he wants the points, but now it's came to a thing where they're just kind of giving me shit and razzing me a little bit, and I'm okay with that, because I can give a lot of shit too and razz on people. I do it all the time. I'm surprised we haven't started roasting here yet. And so
Give us time.
So let's swing away from Terry's Debbie Downer questions and everything. I want to know.
Amanda.
Everything you ask is so like, what do you hate about everybody?
Well, Amanda.
Why does the league suck? Why does the setup suck?
Hold
Hold on. No, hold on, Amanda.
I have a positive question.
Hold on. And that's great. Mark Arthur, he's the owner of our league. So I want all of his intake, outtake, whatever the fuck you want to call it, on this league.
Yeah.
I mean,
You want to know how I feel where it's going?
shut up, stupid. But we are giving him a platform to speak his mind because Shop Talk belongs to T&A Motorsports. So I would hope anything that comes out of his mouth at Shop Talk would not carry on to Blazing Pedals League. If you know what I'm saying. So can I have you just stupid question?
Okay. I would like to know what is your favorite part about running a league and owning a league, other than,
None.
the reward of watching anybody have fun or anything. Do you have something that you sit back and it makes you smile or laugh or just like, oh, this is why I do it kind of feeling?
The the best things that I root for and look at is like first time winners. Like when Ian won, like I was ecstatic. I was ecstatic that Ian won. I was like, man, that is fucking awesome. When you're up there leading, I'm like, fuck yeah, come on, get it. I'd love to see Fred Thompson win a race. And it's
that'd
like
be great.
the unknowns happening where people that don't necessarily win that are sitting here week in and week out running 20th and 25th and back in the pack and you know those people to come up and get a second or when you got to third place and just ha- knowing how happy those people probably are at that moment, that's probably
Would
the
other
best.
people get super pissed for a second, and then you get people like me like, holy shit, I got third, and I'll talk
Yeah,
about
right.
it as long as Aaron talks about his Charlotte win.
Yeah, right. Well, Aaron winning in Charlotte, right? That was, I believe, his first win
It
in
was.
Blazing Pedals.
It
And,
was.
and how many seasons has he been here? And that's
6.
He's part of
that's
the
the thing.
original 185.
He put literally, yeah, he put literally a whole season of wanting to make sure Dalton did not win the championship. Something that he was like, was a bug flying around. Something that he
I
was
get fruit flies too.
something he was adamant about. Not you're not winning, and he put that aside to go for that win, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh,
That he was able to do
Corey,
that.
Corey,
The
our
rest
text.
sucks.
Our text message is gonna start blowing up here shortly.
Yeah, but as far as talking about running a league, like literally the rest of it sucks. I mean, as far as it's a lot of work. I mean, I've said it 100 times, and people don't realize it. A lot of people think, oh, I could just run a league. I'll go start my own, and I'll have people join, and we'll just run this, but we'll make our own league. And then they get in there and realize how much of a pain in the ass it is with people's questions and people bitching and people, having to do schedules and pay for everything. And like what Rick and them said, how talking about how awesome our broadcasters are. They're amazing.
Well, when I become your secretary next season, I'll be also the complaint department. And then when somebody messages me, oh, he came down too low
Oh,
on me
she
and
will
pinned me
fucking
down,
tell
I'll tell
them.
them
Oh
to shut
my
the fuck up,
God.
stop being a fucking baby, get back in your goddamn rig and race next week, and put your big boy pants. I'll tell them I was in the ladies' league. If you need to borrow some tampons,
Change your tampon.
So sounds like we're having 5 people race next season.
Sounds like it.
But I'm
in all
also
seriousness, though, they shouldn't be texting you and whining about stupid shit. Like, you're here to
Text me
race.
that.
Like, stop
For real. They
being
don't
babies.
text me that. The things I see or I hear what everybody says in race, and when they start complaining there, and they get on Discord and they do a lot of complaining in there, and some things when we just put a suggestion channel there, it's for suggestions. There's no stupid suggestion. So like when Dave Seats put that question in there, and then they just beat him up over that for like 2 days. And I even said, look, this isn't a debate channel, it's a suggestion channel. Make a suggestion. If you want to debate it, go in the general. And because we don't want the suggestions to get lost, and we try to pin everyone. And Terry can tell you we do
Yep.
review every single suggestion that's ever made, even if it's stupid. If you put in there, don't do it, please don't do it. But if you put in there, I think everybody should have puppy dog tails on the back of their car, we'll pin that suggestion and we'll go over it at the end of the year. Somebody's going to do it. I know somebody.
yeah. Oh, it's probably up right now.
Now.
But so,
Be Sam because he's queer.
Yeah, probably.
But even since I've been here, like how much we've how much we've grown. But
Yeah.
even when we started,
Five, Corey.
we were just starting to get broadcasted. Now we got title sponsors and a bunch of sponsors coming in and all that. Just how and like the community coming together. It's my favorite league to be in, and I look forward to every Sunday to race.
And a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of people are in other leagues, and I can even see them say, "Hey, I got all these other leagues, but Sunday is the one that I make sure." Aaron, I think, is one of them. Like he's like, "Sunday is the one I make sure that I'm open on Sundays to be part of." That's a good feeling when people do things like that, and that's what I want people to be. I wanted Fisher and those guys to feel like that too. I wanted them to come in, ride it out a little bit, get to know everybody, grow to love the league, and make this your home. And that's what I want anybody that comes to do. I want them to say, "Hey, I've looked for a lot of leagues. This is it. I found it. This is what I've been looking for, and that's the place I'm going to call home." You know, I don't care if I do well in these other leagues. This is the one I'm practicing for. This is the one I'm trying to win in. And there's some good talent here. I mean, literally Tanner hit on it, was it last week when he was in here and he said, "Man, I came in here thinking, I'll race all these late model leagues. I came here thinking, man, I'm just going to kick everybody's ass. Our team's going to come here and just wipe the floor with them." And what does he generally run? 10th, somewhere around there, 10th to 15th. So, he came in and was like, shit. But guess what that's going to do? That's going to make Tanner a better race car driver, and the more he watches what everybody's doing and follows their line and learns from them and just keeps learning and learning and learning, he's chasing that. He's going to get better and better and better. And he's probably going to start winning those other leagues a lot more because he's getting so much better here, chasing Jamie, chasing Gruenberg, chasing Dees has really, Dees was like a 15th place car a couple years ago. Now he's kicking everybody's ass. He's running up front all the time, and it's just learning. Hank said the same thing, said he came here and, with the tire limits, you guys remember we were doing tire limits before there were tire limits. I got it
Yep.
from Cesar. Cesar was doing it. I said, "Man, that's a kick-ass idea." We adopted it here. Some people didn't like it, right? Cozy left because of it, and because it's harder. That's Cozy couldn't just go out there and race. He had to think, and he'll admit he wasn't good at the strategy stuff. Spencer Preet, you guys remember racing him?
Yep.
He's really good. He was good at the strategy and all that, and he was beating Cozy a lot because of that. But, Cozy has said himself, "I don't like doing all the strategy. I don't like thinking about it while I'm racing. I just want to race." And so it kind of hurt him a little bit. So, you know, I don't know, man. It's just there's a lot of things that's happened throughout. I think it's gotten pretty damn good, and if we can keep gaining people, gaining people, gaining people, like I said, I'd love to have 43 people showing up each and every week, loving the league. You know, there's going to be bad shit that happens. That's fine. Come talk to us about it. It might not change this season because Terry can tell you I really hate changing things throughout the season, but unless it's god awful. Like if we got out there and it was like, man, there ain't no way these cars can't handle 3 tires. We need one extra set. I might change that, but I'm not going to make it 10. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to go out and oh, this car's terrible. Let's switch to the 87 cars. I wouldn't do something like that. But every suggestion we'll look at next season and we might change it. Even if it's a bad call, come talk to me about it. It's not going to change that call for sure. It's not going to change it because we can't go back, but it might change the way I make that call next time. If you can make a good point and come in and say, "Hey, man, I just thought about." Don't come in and go, "You're a dick and you were wrong," because I'm probably going to quit listening to you at that point. We may talk with it 3 or 4 days later if you've cooled off. But if you can come to me and give me a valid reason of why that was a bad call, I can tell you why I made the call. Yeah, I keep talking about Mike because I've talked about them so much. Mike Hamlin, he literally has came to me and said, "Dude, when I was in the car, I thought, no fucking way. There's no way that call was right." Dave Seats did it just a couple weeks ago too. There's no way that call was right. Got out, looked at the replay, and he goes, "I see exactly why you made that call." Mike had one, I can't remember what it was, and he was like, "Man, there's no way. I don't see it that way." And then I explained it to him, and he goes, "Okay, yeah, I do see how you could see it that way." He still didn't agree with me, but it was kind of a sort of agree to disagree kind of moment where he was like, I don't see it that way, but I do see how you saw it that way. And, and if we can be cordial and come to discussions like that, everything goes a lot smoother. We all respect each other. And, you know, I don't know, the league could be amazing if people would just, bring your friends and tell them about it and tell them to be patient and come in and, you know, anytime there's an influx in drivers, we might have some cautions, right? Because it's people trying to learn. They're trying to learn Amanda. They're trying to learn Corey. They're trying to learn Terry and Bachover. They're trying to learn how those guys drive. And until they learn it, they don't know what Amanda's going to do. They don't know she may break early into the corner. They don't know Terry's fucking VR might turn off at any moment and crash across
Or
the
keep
field.
it in the wall for a whole lap.
Yeah. They don't know Terry might
Right.
find somehow to hit the wall 47 times down the backstretch and still hit it again into turn 3. They don't know that. So I mean, but once you learn that, the racing just gets better. Adding
So
2 or 3 people makes it easy, but when you add like 10 or 15, that's a lot of people to learn and mesh in and learn everybody.
so Mark, one thing you brought up was you and Sam the, making the calls on the track. When you guys see, let's Amanda, not that you've done anything wrong on the track, but I'm just going to use Amanda's name
Going to go get that dick scent on his fingers.
and see what he's. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going to
Yeah.
pee on his fingers.
He
So
wants he wants that dick flavored ice now.
he's going to put his hands back in that cooler.
Yeah.
So again, I'll use Amanda's name or my name. It doesn't matter. So let's say the 8 and the 86 get into it. When you and Sam talk about, hey,
Let's
the
say
86,
the 8
hold
and
on.
the 10 get together.
I don't want to do that. I want to say the 8. So the 86 and 8 get into it. When you and Sam go back and look at these replays, there has to be at some point where you're looking at it one way, Sam's looking at another. How do you guys come about to say that was on the 86?
Well, I mean, we stream every race control, so you guys can see how we do that. And if anybody doesn't know, Sam was doing it. I don't know if he'll be able to race or race control Sundays anymore. I don't know if he's going to be home every weekend. It's kind of a play it by ear thing right now.
Right.
That's why we streamed it, is so people, if people want to look, is they're on his Twitch. Some of them are on my Twitch, so that people could go back and hear how we make those decisions and see that I'm not trying to be biased. Sam has his flaws doing that. I have my flaws too, but Sam tends to be a little more biased than me, and Sam knows that. Sam was working on that, but it's like, you know, uh, I don't know. We talk about it. I'd see if I seen it one way, he see another. It was never like, well, you have to call it this way because this is what I said. I was just like, yeah, but look at this, and but look at it this way, and if you get in this view, look at this, and sometimes he go, oh yeah, I do see it that way, and I think I've done it when he goes, but look at this, and I go, okay, yeah, I didn't see that, and so it's not really to talk someone into a decision. It's more of like, hey, but did you see this? Did you see the little twitch here? Did you see the car angle down this way? And I like to place blame in them whenever we can, because generally there's always somebody at fault in an accident. And if I can put blame on somebody, that's what I'm going to do. But if we've had a thing, I've always told Sam's like, well, if we can't come to something within, 30 seconds or something like that, if we're having to debate it and taking too long, it just needs to be a racing deal, because
Okay.
we don't really have time to sit and discuss it. And if it's that close of a call where it's hard to put it on somebody, I'm not saying that Sam and I are in disagreement. I mean, like, if we look at it and go, man, I don't know who to put that on. There's been a few this year, right, where there's 3 cars and one car does this and gets sideways, but he saves it, and then another car does this, and then this third car comes in and it's like, how do you put that on anybody? Do you blame the first guy that checked everybody up? Do you blame the second guy that hit him initially to make him get squirrely? Do you blame the third guy that comes in and hits after everybody checked up? So it's like, what do you do there? And sometimes it just has to be a racing. I hate doing racing incidents, but sometimes it just has to be. And every call's a judgment call. I hate, Terry, I like math, and I like, things takes the bias out of it. But
Right.
everything is a judgment call when you're trying to put blame on an accident. And I try to be as unbiased as I can. And I mean, I probably still have some bias there. I mean, we're human, so you can't really take that completely away. But I try, and I try to look at it just. It's not Amanda. It's not Terry. It's not Taylor. I just try to look these two cars. Who's at fault? And I try not to see who's in the car. I mean, I see who's in the car, but I try not to visualize it as this is Amanda. It's just, do I put this on her, or this is Terry? Do I put this on him? I just try to look at the cars and say, this is what this car did. This is what this car did. Who's at fault there?
Okay, so staying with that, your Poconos, your Michigans, your Daytonas, your Talladegas type tracks, your bigger tracks where you guys have time to look at it. Do you guys go back and look at, hey, let's say it's 85 laps, something happened. Let's go back and look at lap 83. Where was the 86, the 3, the 8, the 44? What line was they running in at that point? Did they come off that line come at lap 85? Are you guys looking at something like that at all to make your call, to make your judgment?
Sometimes, like if somebody goes in and they're like, so like if somebody goes in and let's say the preferred line was the bottom, and then this time they're at the top or in the middle, and somebody gets into them, and they're like, I've been running the line the whole time. Sometimes I'll go back. I'll say, well, let's go back and see. Let's go back and see where they run. And I don't do it to go, oh yeah, change this line. I generally do that. Okay, so if any of you guys bitch at each other on the track, and Sam can tell you, he's still in here. So if any of you guys bitch at each other, I hear somebody go, "What the fuck was that 44?" All right, or something like that. Or, "Are you kidding me, 10?" Or something like that, right? If I hear that, I go, "Okay, let me go back and see what happened." And it's not, necessarily to bust on them or anything. I want to know who the little boy that cried wolves are, and I want to see what's he bitching about? Because I'll learn who you are, what you bitch about, right? So if I can go in there and you just drove normal and maybe went down in the corner 2 car lengths in front of the guy, and the guy's like, "You fucking cut me off again," and I'm like, "What the fuck? He's 2 car lengths in front of you. You're bitching about him cutting you off." So I learned this guy bitch about anything, right? Because he's got all the room in the world. You talking about being
That
cut off?
44 again.
Yeah. So I mean, I do it more so than that, so I can learn you guys' attitude and, should I look at something, you know, how much does this person complain? How much of it is sincere? How much of it is real? How much of it is fake? Or just complaining. So I do that to learn everybody, but I go back and look at everything. And you guys have heard me before when I come, if it if they sound pissed off enough, I'll try to come back and say, "Hey, I went back and looked at that. There's nothing wrong with what he just did. He's just riding a normal line. It's the same line he ran for 2 laps. He wasn't checking up on you, or there was a car on his outside he couldn't go up anymore, or something like that." And then, I try to do that to try to keep the drama down and keep the anger down, where you don't go in and go, well, screw the 28. He just cut me down a minute ago, and he didn't know that you were 3 wide. So, because iRacing spotters are retarded half the time, and sometimes they're telling you some other shit. They don't tell you that you're 3 wide, especially if people have the thing on that reports lap times. It'll say, oh, your time was 2:28, and you might be 4 wide at the time. They don't tell you shit. They don't even tell you anybody's on your outside, because they're reporting that time, and it won't stop to tell you something that's more important. But so sometimes I'll tell that so people don't go in and go, fuck that 19 car. He just pinched me down out there. I'm gonna get his ass in the next corner. Screw him. I try to do it to kind of alleviate some of that. I try not to say a lot, but if it's blatant enough and they sound angry enough, I'll try to go look at it and then kind of try to give them a little explanation really quick of like, hey man, he had a car on his outside, and sometimes they'll even say, well, I didn't know that.
Well, one thing I want to say real quick, Sam, I know personally you guys try to look at everything you can. I understand that. And what I'm trying to do, Sam, is to let everybody else know that you two are doing your best to call it on the right person, the right car. I can't say, is what I say. Uh, if the 12 done something wrong, I know you guys want to make sure it's the 12 car that did it.
Well,
That's why. Well, that's why I ask. If you go back 2 laps prior, was the 12 holding the line on the bottom for the last 2 laps? Then all of a sudden wants to go to the top, then wrecks that guy. That's why I asked Mark that question. Uh, because it happens. I mean, I've caught myself running midline. I like to run the midline most of the time, and there's times I've dropped down to the bottom. And Amanda, I've done it before for Amanda just to hold her back so she wouldn't get around me because I know Amanda likes the bottom line. So,
that's what I've heard about her.
and she likes the bottom. That's
Yeah.
what she said. Go ahead, Amanda. I'll let you talk, babe.
Nope, you're good. Keep going.
Okay. But Sam, that's why I asked that question. I know you, because I am an admin, I get to talk to you guys more than Corey or Amanda, Aaron, Decker, and all these guys. I talk to you guys more than what most guys do. So I'm just trying to get it out there, Sam. That's all I'm trying to do, man. So, and thank you for your input that you guys literally look at everything you possibly can in the time span that we have at your Daytona, Talladega, your Milwaukee, not Milwaukee, fuck, Michigan. So we come to Bristol. Oh, here we go, Mark. Miss Bristol, Martinsville, Dover. I mean, you guys have
Great time for
basically,
Sam to quit.
yeah, right. But I mean, you guys have a short period of time to say, "Hey, that was only 86."
Right. I
Uh,
mean, it's going to be you think it's going to be harder. It's actually going to be, it'll be a little bit easier actually with one person because now I don't have to bounce off somebody else, right? I can
right.
look at it now and go, okay, that's what I see, and that's what it's going to be. So, I don't have to discuss it. I don't have to, you know, did you see this? Did you look at it this way? And some of those shorter tracks, it may actually be easier. It's going to be harder that I'm doing it all by myself and having to write it down and having to hand out the penalty and do all that kind of stuff because I write everything down in my notebook, and then I go back later and put the famous Hall of Fame shame thing up there and keep track of everything. But yeah,
I'm sorry, Mark. I just happened to see T&A Motorsports question come across, and since the three of us are in here and one of us is missing, I know who it is. So
You didn't see Amanda
yeah,
type it for 5 minutes?
exactly right. I thought he was writing a fucking novel. So in seriousness, if anybody's got questions for Mark, please
Yeah, so
shoot it
let's
to
open it
us,
up to
man.
chat real quick.
Yeah,
You
we'll
guys
open
got
it up
questions?
and we'll ask Mark.
Looks like we
whatever
got a
guys
ton of
wanna
you
know.
watching.
I mean, Mark.
Well, there's a little delay, Terry. Give it a second.
I know, but one thing I can say about Mark, he and I has personally talked on the telephones about disagreements that I've
landline?
had.
just one
And
telephone.
just mine, yeah, just mine. But we've talked personally over telephone that things that I personally didn't care for. We worked it out. We have talked in friendship wise too.
Yeah.
That hey man, what are you doing today? Hey, it's just bullshitting.
He's regretting that now.
But one good thing about Mark, and I want everybody in the league to know, you can't approach him. He's not. I will take this from Aaron Bockover. He's not an ogre. He's not going to come and bite your fucking head off and say, fuck off. If anybody has a problem with the way their league is ran, step up to Mark. He will talk to you.
I will.
You may not like what he says. You might not like you might not like what he says. He might not like what you say, but he will talk to you.
And I will give advice on that. So
Exactly.
if you want to come talk to any of us admins, right? Don't come in with the attitude
Right.
of I'm going to change the league, because I hear a lot of people doing that. Sam knows. I've talked to him about that before. Of you're in this league, you're a new guy. Don't just go in there trying to change it and make it blazing pedals, right? Now, there's some things that other leagues will do, like Cesar did the tire rules. That was pretty cool. So we added it, you know. Um, but don't come in and go, a lot of people have a habit of coming in and going, well, my other league does this, and this league does this, and that league does that. Well, we're not those leagues. We're blazing pedals. So come in and say, hey, have you ever thought about this? Or have you ever thought about doing it this way? Or have you ever thought about it this? And then we might go, never thought about that. What is it? Well, how do they do that? You know, so, but a lot of people come in and they go, well, I don't know how to fix it, but this way sucks, well, that doesn't help me at all. Right. So, I mean, it's like, if you don't know how to fix it, why are we talking about it? So it's like, this is what we figured out, and it might not be the best way, but I don't know a better way. If you come in and say, let's try it this way, or have you thought about it this way? And I know that it's happened recently when people are saying we shouldn't do this. That's a lot of people say we shouldn't do it this way. Okay, how should we do it? So just like with the Sam and I possibly racing again, right? People might say, well, I'm not gonna, if we go back to doing the cautions this other way, I'm not gonna race, or we shouldn't do it this way. I said, okay, tell me how to do it. Do you have a better system? Because I won't race. I can give everybody that. My promise is, unless we come up with a good system, I will stay doing what I'm doing. But if you have that system, by all means, tell me what it is, because I'd love to race again. And if we could come up with a decent system that's good and the racing stays good, I would love to do it. But if the racing was to start faltering, I would go back to doing it this way. It's just, I don't know that system yet. It's unknown to me. But if there's a better one out there, or an idea, there's no dumb ideas. I started hit on this earlier. I told Dave Seats this. There's no dumb idea. We might not use your idea, but your idea might make somebody go, oh, well, that doesn't seem like it'll work. But what if we did it this way? And then off of that idea, then somebody might go, oh, well, that's a pretty good too, but maybe we could do it this way. And it might become something completely different, but it might have started with that idea that you thought might have been stupid. And so, it might be, hey, let's not do penalty points. And it might end up doing something else that's not got nothing to do with penalty points. And the penalty points might stay, but it might be something that's added that's helps that penalty point thing. But just off of one idea, it might build to a great idea. So, by all means, give us any idea you got.
Well,
You
that's
don't
kind
want
of
to
like,
race me, don't give me no idea.
yeah, it's kind of like I think it was the second season when, I think when I was on Dalton's and Tyler's team there, when we had was it the last race of the season, of the first season we had it broadcast. I'm like, why are we not doing this every season? I'm like, we should be going out trying to get sponsors to do it. And I brought that up to Dalton. I think he brought it to the admin team and all that.
Yeah, but and I was going to hit on it earlier where Rick was saying the great broadcaster. So I don't know if anybody knows how that even happened. It was like, so you were probably here. I don't know if you said you were here the first season, so you probably remember. Wesley had the Talladega, right? It was Talladega was the championship race,
Yep.
and it was LSR did it, and LSR charges like 80 or $90 per race. It's astronomical what they were charging at the time, and they had just went over new stuff. I think Cisco was still in there, and it was still decent. And then it went to crap and he left because of our race. So Wesley went in and had that we're going to lose guy. Remember the guy that trolls? He's had like 50 accounts, including Wesley. They would go in, he would just wreck people, go backwards on the track and wreck people to get their reactions and stuff like that. And he's been banned so many times. And they asked if he could be the sponsor, and Wesley's friends with him, so he's like, sure. But then they were playing his videos, watching him troll people, go backwards, and Cisco got mad over that because Evan Pasoko agreed to it. And Cisco was like, what are you doing? He was planning on leaving anyway. But after that, he was like, I can't believe you would have someone like that be a sponsor to a race. The race was hell. You were there. The race was terrible. I mean, we had a bunch of cautions.
Yeah, wasn't there a
Awful
ton of cautions that race?
Oh, awful race. Worst place. That's why we'll never do super speedway for a championship race, because especially when you're racing for a championship like that. People are going to do stupid shit, and it's just dumb. And so that happened. And then when we did the second season, I myself would rather do broadcasting because I think every driver benefits from that because you go back and you watch it and it's pretty cool to hear them talk about you and you hear what people are going to say. So I would
Oh
rather
yeah,
have
we
broadcasting than
every
prizes.
every week we watch the broadcast, and man, it's always like, oh, I think they talked about it. I'm like, because I told her when she first started that, I'm like, when you see yourself on the broadcast and they talk about it, you're gonna be hooked on this, and she was
Yeah,
right after.
yeah, it's awesome. You just go hear what people are going to say about you. But so I would rather do that than prizes. I'd rather do that than have $500 grand prize or whatever. Because usually in prizes, only 2 or 3 people are getting that. And if you go to broadcasting, everybody that races is getting part of that. Your family gets to watch. You can go back and watch it. It's pretty cool, especially when people do it as good as Christian Rick do. And so, you know, when we started to do that, I'm good friends with Rudy. I've known Rudy probably since 2012, 2013. Same. I know a lot of people on our iRacing, and so I went to Rudy. Said, "Dude, what can you do for us? What can you do?" And Rudy shot us an amazing deal. But I think Rudy's an older guy, and I think he takes a lot on his plate, and then he passes the buck, and that's basically what he did. That we got Chris and Rick by Rudy passing the buck. Rudy came and he did our first races. You remember that? And Byron did some of them with him, and then he basically Chris and Rick went to be part of Max Speed, and Rudy was basically like, "Hey, I'm going to retire." I've heard that from Rudy like 100 times, but I'm going to retire. I got to pass all my leagues off on to people because I'm going to get out of it. And these 2 guys are coming in; they're really good. I'm like, "Sure, Rudy, whatever." And that was born with Chris and Rick, and Chris and Rick stayed with us, and Chris and Rick actually came to me when they were going to leave. If they're still in here, they can tell you that they came to me. I don't know if it was first, but they came to me and said, "Look, we're planning on doing this, leaving Max Speed. You're our premier league. We're not going to do it without you. If you say no, we'll stay. If you say yeah, then we're going to start our own thing." And I said, "You're our broadcasters. Rudy passed the buck on. You're our people now. We'll stick with you." And we stuck with them, and it's been a good relationship. And now Chris and Rick feel like this is basically their league. I think it's the only league they do other than this dirt league that does it like every 3 months or something. They only do a few races a year, and they do that too. But we're the only people they do. They dropped everybody else and kept doing us on Sunday when Chris took that new job. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's like the community thing I talk about is they feel like family, and they look. I don't know if they look forward to it, but they like being here every Sunday and you know interacting with us. And I play games with Chris and Rick all the time and Conan, and we do a lot of other stuff with them too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because even when we do fun races, we always harp on them to get in the fun races because we
Oh
want
yeah,
to race with them.
Yeah, Rick always talks shit about, oh, if I could race, this is the only league I would race in.
Yeah, he wants
Little
that
asshole,
86 number though.
little asshole. Whenever we have fun races, they're like, well, I have to, I don't know, shave my wife's butthole or something. I don't know what the hell they do, but they always find some excuse not to come race. I don't know.
Yeah, Rick wants the keys to that 86 really bad.
Yeah, he does. I think he posted in the chat earlier too that you want to go back to the broadcast
That's
booth.
not happening.
Yeah.
He's not getting the keys to the 86. the 86. Okay, so
Harry don't even know where he left the keys to the 86.
Yeah, he's lost those bitches a while ago.
So here's the thing with the 86. I love racing. Don't get me wrong. I do love racing. But this season, it has felt more like a job that I had to be there every fucking Sunday. And when I do that, especially now that hold on, Mark.
So this is not part of the community we've been talking about.
Exactly. So with the weather changing, it's getting into summertime. I only have Sunday and Monday to get stuff done around my house because of my work schedule.
So you're a normal adult male.
Yeah, exactly. I have a life. I have a job. I make money. So come Sunday, it's 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. usually I beat, man. I'm just tired. And the last thing I want to do is sit in this fucking chair that I'm sitting in right now for 2.5 hours. It's nothing against the league at all. I love.
They make pillows for hemorrhoids, right? Where it doesn't hurt so much to sit in the chair.
My butt's fine. My butt's fine unless I go to Bockovers. But the last thing I want to do is sit in this chair for 2.5 hours. And I enjoyed just spending time with my wife. And Corey,
she's gonna be there when you're done.
hold on, stop right there, Mark. One thing I give Corey is a thumbs up
You gotta
for
put that
her.
in your mouth.
For her and Amanda. No, it's a fucking lid to my water bottle, douchebag. I give Corey and Amanda for enjoying what they do together in the league. I wish my wife would get into it, but she doesn't, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. So
I think you're supposed to get into it.
So Sunday is the only time I get to spend with my wife. Monday she works, I'm off. So I'm honestly I'm trying to balance everything out.
I think it's time for you to retire, Terry.
I think it's time for me to get divorced.
I think you need to retire. Well, you can retire from marriage.
No, I ain't doing that either. No, I love my wife to death, and
you're old as fuck. Just go and retire. You got plenty of time to do whatever you want.
And Mark, you and Corey and Amanda, also all three. Actually, Aaron, I know you're listening. You all know how I feel about my wife. She is my best friend. She means the world to me, and I want to spend as much time as I can with her until the day that I can't. But
you might want to quit eating all that fucking taffy then.
I'm not ready to open another piece up, bitch.
The time that you can live with her. You know that shit sits in your stomach for like 15 years, right?
I don't care. I'll poop it out later.
No, that's the point. You don't poop it out. It sits in there.
So let's get back to Blazing Pedals and questions and stuff.
Stop talking about my taffy.
Yeah, stop talking about my taffy. So Amanda, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So this is your first season actually in a big league.
How do you feel the league has changed?
How do you feel? Yeah, but Amanda, honestly, do you have something in your mind that you want to ask the admin owner of the league? I mean, there has to be something there. Say, hey, why did we do it this way? Now's the time to ask because Mark's here.
Yeah, since nobody else is asking.
Right.
Yeah.
But
fuck this episode.
Here.
Exactly. So, Amanda, in your opinion, I mean, do you have anything you want to ask Mark? I mean,
the only thing I've ever questioned was, and we've addressed it prior and discussed that, you think about it for next season, was the starting in the back when goddamn well you're probably the best driver in the league, and canceling out the biggest mover points for somebody who's fighting for that one extra point each race. That's the only thing I've ever questioned. Other than that, it's things out of his control, like getting on the service road and getting a black flag for passing under a caution lap or something. And that's something that's an iRacing thing. Having a commitment cone, like, okay, let that car be there going to the pits. That's out of his control. But the canceling out of, like, there's a few of us in the back that are never really gonna get the stage points or the winning the race points and stuff, and those, I think that is the only thing I've ever questioned, going, well, wait a minute, this fucker is 100% 1,000 times better than me, and he knows what he's doing, and he enjoys racing to the front, and he's never given me a problem or been an asshole getting by me to get back up there. But it's like, oh geez, like, that's gonna really suck if I could have been the biggest mover twice this year and lost each point for that.
Yeah, and we could look at, like, a lot of people saying forced qualifying. Well, then when you force qualifying, they're just going to sandbag. So it's going to be the same thing. And then, and the way I did it was, if they don't qualify or they sandbag, they can't. It's only 1 point, but I've made it where they can't earn that point. Yeah,
so at least it cancels it out for them, which is good, because he doesn't need freebie points.
Because Jamie did it a lot last year.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think Jamie does it as a flex thing. I don't think Grunberg is either. Because if it was a flex thing, then they would just go straight to the front. And if you watch Grunberg, it kind of
It only
let
takes him
let
5 laps.
no, because that last race when Jamie was in it, like Grunberg wasn't anywhere up there until the second stage. And I think he had worked his way up to like fifth or something like that. But it wasn't like when he
Yeah, because
first
I
came.
think the caution helped him out too, because he was a lap down, but that last caution he
Right.
got the lucky dog.
And then he got up to, I think he got to second there by the end of the first stage. But like when he first came, he did drive like a penis. I think and the thing that I get with those people is just like Tanner and people like that. I think when you get into a new league, you have something to prove, right? So how you've been in other leagues. I've heard that he's dominated other leagues too, just from what Chris and Rick has said, leagues that they have broadcasted. So obviously, when you go into a new league, you want to kind of flex your muscles a little bit, right, and get out there and say, "Let me show them what I'm all about." And that comes off like a dick sometimes, right? Like, look at this dick. And even Sam would get mad about it some, and he would say, "Oh, here he is. He's dive bombing again. He's doing this again, or he's doing that again." And it's like, yeah, but I get what he's doing. He's trying to flex, and as long as he's not wrecking people doing it, I don't have a problem with it. You guys might, because I'm not racing. You guys might have a problem going, damn, where the hell did he come from? He was 3 car lengths back coming into the corner. He just slammed it down in there. And then the one time he kind of got in a little accident, he tried to shove it down under 3 wide, pushed up a little bit and hit somebody. He quit after that. I wish he wouldn't do that, right? Because that kind of goes into that ego thing where, well, if I can't win, I'm not going to be here, and that's not a good thing to do. I think Gruenberg seems like a really cool dude. He doesn't bitch a
And he's
lot.
goddamn good, and
He's
I have no
really good.
problem with him taking
Yeah,
ownership of being good.
right. He's really good, and he's really clean, and he doesn't generally wreck people. So look at Jamie. I've only seen Jamie leave once out of frustration in the 5, 6 years that he's, or 4 or 5 years that he's been
4 or
here.
5 seasons, yeah.
I've only seen him leave once, and I know he had some personal shit going on at that time too. I got it, but it really, it didn't upset me, but it was disappointing to hear Gruenberg in the interview, and I don't want to pick on him. It's just, if he watches this, he can hear the way I felt about it. It's just to hear him in the interview say, "Yeah, I was going to quit." When I had the I think he ended up getting a lap down or something like that because he sped in the pits or some. Oh, he hit the cone. That's what happened. He went in the cone really, really hard in the pits, trying to gain on Jamie. I guess it clipped the cone and it gave him a 40-second hold. So he went a lap down and he literally said, "I was going to quit," but he didn't. I'm glad he did. But he won the race. He came back and won the damn race. And it's like, that's why you don't quit. It's points racing. I get it that you're way up there in the points. But okay, TRJ pays money to have you guys on the track, right? Butt Kicker has given us some three butt kickers that we're going to give away this year. They're doing that to have you guys on the track. Other people have give some money here and there for races, sponsorship and stuff. They're doing that to have you on the track to sell their products so their name can be on it. Nobody wants to watch a race with 10 people. So if all the lap cars went, well, lap down, I'm finished. I can't win. I'm out. You'd end with 5, 6, 7 cars on the track. So if everybody had the same attitude, those guys would have nobody to race either. So I wish people would just remain in the races and get what you can. It's points racing. We're not in here to do one-offs. We're here racing for points. And if you quit early, you losing the points, and you're teaching other people. Well, the Grunberg does it, well, Jamie does it. And everybody would end up quitting just when their day goes bad. I mean, I've seen Casey, right? For example, I've seen that son of a bitch disconnect 15 fucking times in a race, and he comes back. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. And his damn computer's turning off. He's still coming back, and he still comes back. That's what we want, right? That's fucking loyalty that he could come back like 10 or 15 times in a race.
Loyalty.
Yeah, loyalty. And he comes back 15 times in a race, knowing his computer's a piece of shit and it's messing up. How many times is Jamie in out, in out, in out, in out when he had the computer problems? He finally stayed out because it just wasn't happening. But he kept trying and he kept trying and he kept trying, and that's awesome that somebody like Jamie that's Terry, you having a fucking stroke? What the
You
hell's going
okay,
on
Tear
over there?
Bear?
You all right? You need some fucking CPR or something?
Oh my god.
Taffy go down the wrong tube.
Chew it, motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't swallow him whole.
Damn, I'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
You just sneezed 75 fucking times?
I just did, man.
Hell.
Oh my god.
Like you need to
So-
stay out of the yard.
During that, you're not on push to talk, but every single minute of every race that you can't put on push to talk.
Shut
Or
up.
did you just silence yourself just now?
May loves hearing you breathing and coughing into her ears.
He can mute for that, but he can't mute for this.
Well, I got a button I can push for my microphone.
Fucking Darth Vader.
I have him at half volume in TeamSpeak, Terry, just so you know.
Have your wife come in here and slap you on the back. You might love her, but she don't care about your ass. You've been in there dying for 15 minutes and she ain't nowhere to be found.
Damn, I need something. I don't know, man. That hurt.
Tell her to come in here and kick you in the fucking spine or something.
She's in bed.
Corey going to piss again?
Yeah, he pees a lot. He's actually going further out, and he gets closer and closer to the. I can make eye contact with him right now.
Well, that's good.
Pissing?
So, Mark, first and foremost, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I think you've answered a lot of questions for everybody.
The same question 9 times.
Shut up, Amanda.
I've answered a lot of questions.
But it's the same one over and over.
Yeah, but not multiple questions. Yeah.
But you haven't answered one question for us tonight.
I haven't?
Well, not for me, for Sam. How do you change an outlet? I don't understand what the fuck that is.
All right. So Sam didn't have power in his kitchen for like 3 fucking months or some shit, right?
Oh, okay.
And it was like, I can't see shit. And, he, like, none of his lights worked in his kitchen. Some outlets didn't work. And I was just, if anybody doesn't know, I drive a truck now, but I own my own construction, like remodeling business for 20 years. And so Sam's thing was, I said, dude, it's got to be something. One time his furnace was jacked. I helped him fix that. It's just a damn breaker. He was like, oh, my breakers are good. I said, okay, but go outside. There's probably a breaker outside. Most furnaces that, have breakers outside. He went and checked that one, sure as shit. But it ended up being the breaker was really bad. But the outlet thing, he didn't have any lights in his kitchen. Some of the outlets didn't work. And I said, so there has to be an outlet somewhere. You might have a GFI outlet or something like that that's popped. He said, nope, I've checked them all. And I said, then a wires came loose at an outlet somewhere or another that you fucking, that it's, because they daisy chain them basically. This outlet feeds this outlet feeds that one feeds that one. Corey knows. So somewhere you've got a break in that line that's broke power to the rest of that shit. So I was telling Sam, dude, just check this. And he pulling it out and he said, it's like arcing and shit. I said, there it is. And he pulls it out. And one of the wires have, Corey knows, like the copper will deteriorate and it'll just break.
Yep.
And especially when it gets hot or it gets archy or something like that. So he pulls it out and he said, that's probably my problem. I said, just go there, get another fucking outlet and just leave it the way it is. Remember how it was, wire it back. So he's like, do I need to turn the breaker? And I'm like, nope, just fucking take that damn wire and stick it back in there. Just don't touch it. He's like, but it's going to shock me. I said, it ain't going to do shit. I said, if the thing arcs
Just don't touch two.
Yeah, if it arcs or something, it's going to kick the breaker. Right. So he said, but it's going to hurt. I said, stop being a pussy and just put the damn wire on there.
It's gonna hurt.
Well, I was trying to, because he had the blacks and the whites connected, right? I said, did you get a volt tester? Like one of the little things you can just put it on there and it will tell you which wire's hot. No, I didn't get that. I said, well, just take one of the black wires and touch it to the white one. I said, if it's not the hot side, it's not going to do anything. But if it's hot side, it's just going to arc. It's just going to. And I said, you'll know which one is hot And he said, I ain't touching that shit. And that's when I was like, don't be a pussy. Just hold the fucking wire and just touch it. It's not
Hold
gonna
two of them
shock.
together, see what happens.
Yeah. And I said, worst case scenario, it's going to kick the breaker and shit's going to be off anyway. But you know that one's hot. So, then you know which way to wire it. And I said, so just, get them wired together. And he finally just turned the breakers off and he got it wired. But then he had lights. So that's the story about
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I think Sam just tried charcoal for the first time.
Oh my
yesterday or
God.
today. Yeah, he called me. It's like, how do I get this charcoal? What do I do? And I just told him how to get it ready because he went and bought a little charcoal grill because I was telling him fuck a gas grill, and he sent me a text. He said, "Man, fuck a gas grill. That charcoal was amazing." I said, "No shit." Yeah. Sam's
Oh
growing
well.
up. Sam's growing up before our very eyes.
He was in me, Mark.
Turn into a big
So
boy.
I do want to congratulate Sam real quick on getting a job at Warner Express. He is now a bona fide truck. I don't
Trucker.
know if we. Well, hold on, Mark. You've been doing this for a minute. I don't know if we can actually call him a truck driver yet because he bobtailed from Allentown, Pennsylvania, to his house in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's not much trucking.
No, he didn't jackknife his bobtail, so we gotta wait till he gets a trailer by himself. This is called an actual truck driver.
Yeah, let's wait till about November
Yeah,
and see if he's a trucker. November on the Northeast Regional Route.
Northeast Regional, right? Yeah, let's see how that works out for him. But
see how tight his asshole gets when he's running that way.
exactly. So
They say you're going to Michigan and they just got 30 inches of snow. Like, what the hell? The
see
hell
you
I'm
later,
going to
bud.
Michigan? You got anything to Texas? Shit.
Yeah, you said you drive one of those double FedEx trucks, like
I
the
do.
really long ones. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. That's what Terry drives too, and Backover.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what we both do.
it's all right. Number one number one rule with I think I've got Terry's drunk. I can't get the words out.
Have a drink, Mark.
Yeah. The number one rule with pulling doubles: don't fucking look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look in the mirrors.
Exactly.
Fuck it. The other cars will move.
And-
because if you look in the mirrors and you see that back trailer will be just whoop, 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 whoop. But if you look at, you're going to be going like this trying to save it, and it's going to be like all over the damn place.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Don't look at it and just drive. Yeah.
Yep, just go straight up the road. That rear trailer will follow you.
Oh yeah. And Terry knows sometimes you get a bad dolly, or I don't know what the hell's wrong with them sometimes. Sometimes you can be straight as an arrow and you look back and like, damn, them things are lined up perfect. And sometimes you get them and that damn back trailer looks like it's riding like this the whole damn time. It's like,
Yeah, riding sideways.
Why the hell can I see FedEx on the side of the road? I shouldn't see that. It's just weird. And you have brand new trailers and dollies sometimes, and it just pulls like shit sometimes. And it's a
Hey,
little
you're
bit
right.
like, you
You're
just
right.
don't look at it and just roll on up the road. You know what you're doing.
Okay, Mark, let's get off the trucking. This isn't the trucking show.
Shop Talk Trucking.
So next week we do the All-Star race. We have I want to say 15 locked in.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're planning. Yeah.
Hold on. I know we have 15
Move it
more.
along,
What?
Move this. Speed the shit up. You've been talking so much. Poor old Amanda said like 4 fucking things. Fuck, Corey ain't done to him sit here and laugh the whole damn time.
You know what? You know what? Both them douchebags can talk anytime they want. I don't care. And I love them both. They know I do. So we got 15 drivers actually locked in at the moment. Dalton put out today that he needs confirmation of how many of these guys will be showing up. So, with that being said, Corey Sherman actually at the moment, if we have what'd you say, Corey, earlier?
Hey, one more to drop out, so hopefully nobody races. One of you guys got to
See-
drop out. Hopefully Backover drops out.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Well, I don't know about Blake because Blake got a new job, so
Okay.
I don't know if that one. I didn't really look at that graphic. Is that who he had marked out on there, or do you know?
No, it was Jason he had marked out.
Yeah, so I don't know. So Blake, I don't know. He's more than welcome to race. but I don't know because he said his Sundays was unavailable now because he's playing with cards or some shit.
Yeah, I know he said one dropped out, so I'm waiting for another, and then I'm automatically in.
Yeah. So the plan is to have 15 people. I mean, nobody disagreed with it in admin chat, so I guess I could put it out there. So the plan, I don't know if anybody knows, but when we do the butt kicker stuff races, we're not just giving the butt kickers to the winner because that'd be unfair. Because Gruenberg would end up with 3 fucking butt kickers probably if Jamie can't get his shit sorted out. It looks like Jamie got it sorted out though, but so you can't win it twice anyway. But so what we're gonna do with the butt kickers is we're gonna take first through ever how many cars are there. You have to stay in the session, can't have left. At the end of the session, we're gonna roll the wheel. And yeah, I don't remember what I said, Terry. Did you have to be running at the end? Couldn't be wrecked out or what? I don't remember. I think I did. I think I said you had to be actively on track, had to finish the race because I don't want people going there running 10 laps, getting wrecked out, screw it, and then come back at the end of the session and win a butt kicker. I want people to be actively in the race, have done the whole race. Now, getting wrecked at the end, we might put it to 75% of the race or something like that you have to have run. But so they're going to spin a wheel live. It's not gonna, any of my doing. They're going to put first through whatever how many cars there are, spin the wheel, and whatever it
Is there
lands
shots
on.
on
Yeah.
it?
Nope, just spots.
Oh,
Not shots, just spots.
no shot wheel.
Yeah. So they're gonna
Good,
whatever
Corey.
whatever number it lands on, that's the position, and we'll look and see who finished in that position, and that's who will win the butt kicker. I thought that was fair that everybody could get a shot at it, and it's not just who wins or something like that, because those guys are probably already going to win a couple $100 at the end of the season. So, it's if they win it, they win it. It could land on first, but it could land on 31st. It could land on 10th. So that could be like everybody can be watching in anticipation who it's going to land on. Now the second butt kicker race we come to, you know, they'll still be in the race, but they'll be ineligible to win a second one. If it lands on them, God forbid, somehow Dalton's got that kind of horseshoe up his ass, he'd probably win all 3 of them. But, it's like, if it lands on them again, we'll spin it again and go to the next one. So we're going to do the open race kind of as like a little, I haven't talked to Chris and Rick about it. I hope we can do it, but I want to do like a little prequel to that and test it out. So we're going to do the top 3 from the open will transfer into the all-star race, and then kind of like doing a fan vote kind of thing, but we don't really have a lot of fans, so whoever's mom and wife watches would probably win because
Everybody vote
some
for
people,
me if I'm in the
yeah,
open.
yeah, some people don't have anybody that watches, so they'd be screwed, right? So
Corey's mom.
kind of like to be fair.
Mom, share the shit out of it.
Well, kind of like to be. It's not going to be that way, but kind of like to be fair as like a fan vote. We're going to take the other 2 spots to make out 20, spinning that wheel, and so it'll be 4th through whatever. We'll spin the wheel. That person will transfer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where
That's cool.
yeah. So we can kind of test out the butt kicker idea with that. See how fast we can get it done, putting in the amount of positions and all that stuff. So it's kind of like a fan vote, but it's like a random draw basically for 2 people, and we'll do 2 of those like that. So it could be anybody. It could be whoever finished last or whoever finished 4th. It could be anybody throughout that field. So I think that would be pretty cool. I love doing things that are unique, to races and stuff like that. That's why we vote on the last race of the year. I don't know any other league that does that. Votes on the championship race, but it makes it fair, right? I mean, it could be anything. I mean, look at poor Jamie. As good as he's been, the guy ain't won shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I told everybody last year. I said, hey, if anybody's smart, I'd pick Charlotte because those are his worst. He's good. He's good at Charlotte. But
Don't bring Charlotte up, please.
if you look at Charlotte's, Jamie has finished worse at Charlotte than any other track. And he'll run up front, but he finishes bad. And it's like, I know what I would pick if I'd look and see where he struggles, and that's the track I would vote for. And sure enough, they picked Charlotte. What was it last year, right? And he finished 4th.
Yeah.
Out of all the championship guys, he didn't even get a top 3. So I mean, it's pretty neat that you can do that, and you can sit down and I mean, I don't want people to be strategic like that. I know people are going to do it. I'd rather people pick where the best race was, where it was a bunch of lead swaps and we had 10 different leaders and they were battling up front, and I'd rather it be that way, but you know I think that's pretty unique.
Yeah,
So, Mark,
that's the one great thing about this league is all the different stuff that we do. Like that's awesome for the All-Star race. You guys are going to spin the wheel and then take the top 3 and whoever you can finish in. Like I think Amanda's going in the Open. She could finish say 14th or something and make it into the All-Star race.
yeah.
You might be in the Open.
Oh yeah, I probably am gonna be unless Backover drops out. I think he's busy, so I don't think he's gonna race. He said, just cross him off, Dalton. He's done.
So Mark, in the past for All-Star races, we have had cash prices.
Yeah.
Are we looking at any of that this year?
Yes. And I think
Okay. You don't have to tell me what it is. It's not a big deal. I was just wondering if we had that option, because I think the past couple years, I think we've done the top 3, I think. Okay, go ahead. Spill the guts.
what?
So, okay, so we know first place is going to get something, right?
All these texts that I've gotten throughout this night.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I bet those are probably from Sam, I would imagine.
And Aaron.
And Aaron, okay. So I'm thinking the first.
How
at
many
least
guys have you been in the league? Have been in the league so far, Aaron?
125.
Sam says, "Mark, what's going on with the league?" Terry said to text you. TECKS. Text.
What? I said shit to Sam. Fuck you, Sam. Oh, I need a drink. So we are looking at cash prices for the winner and probably second.
I think it's the top 3. Let me get back to what.
Well, get out of there and pay attention to what the fuck's going on right here in front of you.
Yeah, I'm not as old as you, Terry. I can do 2 things at once.
I doubt it.
I can walk and chew gum.
Can you?
Yeah.
So actually, my question is,
So he said to do 100, 50, and 25. That's what he's going to do. 100 for the winner, 50 for second, and 25 for third. So I've
Wait.
gotten some sponsorship money, so I'm probably going to add some money from that to the top 3 of the Open. I think I'm going
Okay.
to give some cash to them. Obviously, it's not going to be that much, but it might be like a 25, 10,
Okay.
and 5 kind of deal for the Open people.
Hey, Chris.
So
Pay out some of that.
so Haybeek's listening, but he won't fucking join the chat. Is that what you're saying?
No, this is a while back. This is for days ago that I was talking to him. This was actually yesterday.
Thanks,
Sunday.
Chris. Where the fuck's
It
my
was
taffy?
It was a week ago Sunday that I was talking.
Oh,
to him.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is the chance for everybody to win a cash
Well, Dick,
prize.
here's the deal.
The
I'm the
top
best there
3,
is,
the way it
plain and
sounds,
simple. I mean,
right?
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
Okay.
Each race.
Of the actual race.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing
So-
heat
Of
racing?
each race.
Of what?
Of each race.
Of each race. Oh, okay.
Each, not each.
All right.
Let me eat this real quick.
He's got me all fucked up, man.
So I'm probably going to take some of the money from the sponsored races and put toward the top 3 of the Open.
Okay.
race.
Okay. That
Winning
makes more
some cash.
sense.
It's not as long a race, so we'll probably do 25, 10, 5. The
Fuck.
ones that transfer really, not the spin wheels, they'll win some money. Then we'll go back to the Open, the actual race. And Tim said to do 150 and 25 to the top 3. I may throw another $10 or something in there and have Chris and Rick even do more prequel to the wheel,
Okay.
like we did in the Clash. Have them spin that wheel and randomly give to a spot.
Gotcha.
That's not the top 3. Let them win some money, or I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Maybe I could do biggest mover, but somebody's probably gonna sandbag that shit. But it'd probably just be a spin wheel, so somebody randomly could win some money that's in the field too. But
Amanda, I'm wrecking your ass next Sunday. I just let you know that right now.
Why?
Terry, you're gonna race?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna be in
man.
the broadcast booth.
So, well, here's the deal. If I don't make it to the big show, I am going in the broadcast with Chris and Rick. I've got a shit ton of notes wrote down.
Because
So,
they always work out well.
shut up, Amanda.
He's being loyal.
So I have a shitload of notes right here for the guys that
Just
has.
said 185, 185, 185.
It does say 185. But I have a shitload of notes for everybody that's eligible at the moment to get in. From Morosco all the way down to Decker.
Chris and them kicking you out of the boost.
Yeah, he
Are
said
they-
you gotta
they
get in.
said-
They're gonna fucking spin that wheel, make sure it lands on where you finished.
That's fine. I'll race. I don't have a problem with that.
You know what would be really bad if it does land on Terry's ass now? They're gonna be like, it was fixed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fixed.
Terry, he's got a special setup too for the All-Star race.
Here's the thing, Mark.
I don't know who the fuck ever started that bullshit rumor, but if you can figure out how to
Oh, that's funny shit, ain't it?
in a fixed fucking one manufactured league, the ARCA car, tell me how to do it.
That is funny.
Fucking smarter than I am.
So, I don't know if I want to win Nashville, Wilkesboro, Martinsville, because I know Tim's thinking sometimes. I think that's what he's picking. So, but that's my opinion.
He is from North Carolina.
So we
go.
find out when the session goes up, right?
Yeah.
Oh
As
yeah.
soon as I,
Manda's gonna be so excited about that.
Wait, when do we find out? Like
when
me
the
ask you
session
this,
goes
Mark.
up.
Mark,
like 6:30
Mark,
Sunday?
Mark,
Yep.
do you already know?
I do.
Okay.
So
That's all I'll ask because I don't want you to try to give it. I mean,
well,
go ahead.
Well, he's not
Yeah,
gonna tell
tell
you,
us.
Terry.
There's only 4 of us here. You can tell us.
Yeah. There's like 4 of us here. Yeah, you gotta watch Shop Talk, and that's how you find out where the All-Star race is.
I'll tell you what, I'll let 25% of us know.
It's not Daytona.
Terry's like, wait a minute, 25% carried a one.
You guys said there'd be no math.
Well, if you have 50 taffy and you eat 65, how many do you have left, Terry?
I'm getting through there. Give me a minute. I'll let you know.
Yeah. How do you shit?
How do I what?
How do you shit? Is it just like a one
Sitting
like
down. Sitting
brick,
down just like you.
one solid like brick of shit, like steel that comes out of your ass? Does it hit the toilet and crack the motherfucker?
I want you to know this.
That's why he's always busy on Sundays. He's replacing toilets.
Hold on. This is the first time I've ate taffies. That's the last time I was on Shop Talk. That's been over.
So 2
yesterday.
weeks.
That's been 2 weeks.
Terry takes a shit in the toilet and it's like,
I need to go buy some more.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap this show up
Yeah.
real quick. We've been going
About
2 hours and
fucking time.
42. Yeah, Terry's just rambling, eating
well,
taffy.
Chris is here. Hopefully we can get that done, right, Chris? We can do the wheel tomorrow.
Yeah, I've done
Or I mean next week.
Yeah, because I think he uses OBS, and I've got the wheel to
He
work
did it
on
one
OBS.
time, yeah.
Yeah,
He-
I've done
seen
it
him do
through
it.
Streamlabs on OBS, where you just basically it's just a browser you put in there.
Hey, Chris, can you put the 86 on each spot?
No, it's the spot, Terry, not the number.
If he puts it every fucking one, it's me.
Okay, do you not understand?
No,
It's-
evidently not.
It's the finishing position. So if he puts 86 and we don't have 86 fucking cars,
We have
nobody.
86 people in the
okay.
league, Terry.
So here's the thing, Chris. Make it the last car.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I just poke around. Just going to drive on the apron the whole damn time.
Well, it's either gonna be me or Amanda.
Terry
I'm
will
re-
finish 86th.
I'm wrecking the fucking 8 car.
You gotta catch her first.
Well, that's true too. And
Tell you
Nash,
what. I tell you what. Taylor don't live too far from Ohio.
I know.
He
Wait,
might come over there and put a foot in your old
Oh
ass.
yeah, he'll fuck
where the
you up
fuck's
if you
Taylor
wreck
live?
Amanda.
Oh, he's in Pennsylvania, ain't he?
Yeah, he's
Yep.
over near Allentown, I think.
Yeah, he's around Sam, yeah.
So did anybody ever see this? I was gonna bring it in here. Anybody ever see this?
No.
I seen it when you had it posted,
Yeah.
when you got it. There you go. You see it?
Marky sent me this shit, by the way. And
Pink Penis
silly.
2020.
I wasn't a little girl like Dalton. It sits in my fucking living room on top of the computer. And my mom comes over. We had Christmas. The shit was sitting there, and I was like, "Why do you have a penis trophy on top of your fucking computer?" It's a good conversation piece.
Yeah, that's
So it
awesome.
won't fit in your pants. That's why it's on the fucking top of the computer. But anyway, so
Terry, you got one of
What?
these?
hold on a minute, Mark. Don't move it. Don't move it. No, why would I fucking run for NASCAR?
That was pretty cool. That was
That
NASCAR
is,
championship.
yeah, I'll say that is pretty cool for NASCAR.
I mean, it kind of sucks because I think it's Kevin Harvick's championship ring. Fuck him. It's like
Yeah,
a
Bach over
replica of
fucking Kevin Harvick.
ring.
It says Kevin Harvick, you dumbass.
Yeah, it's a replica of his championship ring. But
You know what? You know who will buy that from you, Mark, is Bockover.
oh yeah, he likes Kevin Harvick.
Oh, he loves Kevin Harvick.
Oh, he's queer, so yeah.
No, I like Haley Deegan because I'm
Yeah.
not gay.
Who doesn't? Well, maybe
Yeah.
Amanda.
Most girls have that little tendencies in them anyway.
Yeah,
Was that the one who dyed her hair black again?
Yeah, yeah, she got dark hair now.
it doesn't matter.
I don't give a shit what color her hair is.
Exactly.
It could be bald for all I care, especially half of it.
I'm hoping it is bald.
See, if you
You
wouldn't
alright?
ask this, if you wouldn't
You
ask me
alright,
Yeah, I'm
you
good.
wouldn't ask me the same 4 fucking questions for like 2 hours, we could have got into some good shit.
I know. But you're the league owner. I mean, there's stuff that people need to know.
Like, how many people have gone through the league?
185.
I think
Everybody knows that now, and it's burned into their fucking mind.
yeah, I think everybody will know that now. We need to get another person so it can change.
Well, if Bacher would have been in here, and you know what? Bachover's probably sitting in his fucking house, douchebag.
Well, obviously he's sitting near a computer or a phone. The penis could be on there to watch, but it could show up. I see how it's going.
I'm
I'm
thinking
really
his,
taking serious now, bitching about points and setups.
I'm thinking his wife might be down there this weekend.
Oh yeah, his fake wife.
Yeah, his fake wife. So,
I
Yeah,
think
because
the only thing he's
they asked for
married
a
to is
BPL Laurel T-shirt. He has one for her. She wants one, so
Oh my
he's
god, we
definitely
all
with
need
her.
one of those.
Yeah, we're selling
there
them.
you go.
BPL, it's all about the loyalty.
Yep,
Loyalty.
we're gonna make those and sell those, and we're gonna sponsor the league next year with just those sales.
Thank you so much for being in here tonight.
Oh, no problem. Hopefully,
And
I can do it
again, and again for any
You're
of the
not
drive. Well, fuck that. For any of the drivers that need to talk, I mean, Mark is very approachable. Please get a hold of him.
5 times to sit down.
Well, you know what?
Don't text her.
6
He said,
times.
"Fuck you."
Right?
It's like
But
a couple episodes ago, he was saying how I was an asshole. And now he's like, yeah,
you're right. I did say that. Sometimes
Oh,
you can be an asshole. I ain't gonna lie
Hey, Mark,
about
you're
that.
awesome.
He is awesome, but he's an asshole sometimes too.
Everybody knows Mark's an asshole.
Exactly. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie about that. But yeah, please reach out. I mean, any of the
Never
admin,
got it on my rig.
we'll do what we can for you on the admin side. Anybody looking for a good team to run in? T&A Motorsports got openings since we kicked Bockover out. I'm kidding. We kicked Amanda.
Hey, if we kick Bach over out, it could still be called TNA.
Yeah, you're right. We can. Yeah, that's right. So,
How would
but
that be?
because I'm T and Amanda's A.
Oh,
You dumbass.
Then, man, if we just get rid of Terry
about
and bring
Corey?
some guy with a T in, then we're still good.
Ty Morosco.
Yeah, we'll bring
No,
Ty in.
no, you don't want Ty.
TBB.
You be going back.
Oh, we can bring Taylor in. We can still
Yeah.
call it T&A. That would be perfect.
Could call it TNA.
There you go. There you go.
Emphasis on the N.
Oh my God.
Hey, Mark, can you read the comments, Mark?
Yeah. He said it was. Huh?
Look at the last
Showing
comment.
my ass. What?
Terry did before
Yeah.
the show.
Oh, we
Oh,
should have went live earlier.
Yeah. Terry did it. And that's
I did
the
it.
flattest old man ass I've ever seen in my life.
Wait till I show you my. I'd show you my penis, Mark, but you've seen it many times going down your
It
throat.
looks like two pancakes pushed together.
Jesus Christ. Oh, shit.
No, not
You see this
Taylor and
comment?
Amanda.
Oh, I saw it. Oh, boy.
Look who
I
said it, though.
Should we just end this now? Where'd he go?
Probably would be a bad idea. Where the fuck did he go?
Oh,
Mark,
there.
where
I
you
see
at?
his head.
Over.
You okay, Mark? You having a heart attack or what?
Typing penis.
He's taking his pants off.
No, you
Yeah,
fuck.
Nah, I can't do that. You fucking got too many clothes on tonight. I do that during race control, but Corey won't fix your fucking stream so your camera can be on.
No, it worked last time. I think it's good now.
I don't give a shit about your race cam. Just get
I
your
didn't
camera.
want to be in Gateway
Yeah.
on web.
She's like, I don't want everybody to see me go, motherfucker. She just started getting pissed.
No, that's what we want to see.
Fucking chain smoking like a 4
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him hook it up this past week.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
we need to get more of those cameras back. If anybody's got webcams, please. Or even set up your phone. That's what Rick does. I think that's what what's his name? Penis. Fucking
Dalton.
Schaefer. Dalton, yeah.
well,
And that's what they do. If you could set your phone up, just turn its landscape away and plug it in where it doesn't ever go to sleep. I mean,
it's funny.
Or-
Some weeks there'll be like 3, and then other weeks, like I think Talladega, there's like 12 people in there.
Yeah.
Marquise used to do it, so we lost him, and so other people used to. I mean, if anybody could set that up, man, it just makes it so much more interesting that we can get personable with everybody, right?
Oh, yeah.
We can see Dalton's fucking arm up in the street, like driving, So it's like you can just learn each person. You can see their mannerisms, like looking at Taylor, how he's just like, I've always said, looks like he's about to get in his first fight. D's like, never fucking blinking and shit. And, it's just cool to learn everybody. Bachover looking like a fucking retired police officer and shit. So I mean, it's just really cool to learn those guys. Like I never knew what Bachover looked like, right? Until I saw
I didn't either till this year. I've been his teammate for 3 years. I never knew what he looked like.
He looks like he's going to arrest somebody. Look at his ass, looking like.
I stopped streaming. I stopped my camera because I was getting tired of Corey's mom addressing me.
Oh, stop.
Fuck it, man. You're old. You better take it when you can get it, Terry. Fuck it.
Should.
You already
Gail,
said your wife wanted
Gail-
to come in and fucking revive you when you sneezing to death or choking or whatever the hell was going on. You
fuck.
better get a woman that wants to be with you.
She's in bed sound asleep.
Exactly what I just said.
She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, we get more people doing the camps. It makes it so much more personable, and where people can learn each other and watch it back and laugh, and it's pretty cool.
Oh,
So
it makes
why
the
don't-
broadcast so much better,
why
too.
So why don't you have yours on?
The fuck I need mine on for?
Because
They're not gonna show me in the broadcast.
I bet they would.
Well, they might, but I might be naked.
Yeah,
You don't know how I admin.
that's what we want to see.
Nah, I would turn mine on. I don't give a shit.
That's what Terry wants to see.
See me with the VR on.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Actually,
Do you
yeah.
do race control with the VR on?
I do. Yeah, so I mean, it might make you sick to watch it, but I mean, to me, it's like if I can, especially in the blimp cams on some of the smaller tracks, I could just get way up over the track and turn the camera down where I'm just looking straight, but it's actually looking down at the track. It's kind of like, the tracks like this. Instead of me looking this way, it's kind of like I'm up like this, looking straight down at the track, like I'd be laying over top, looking down. And when I'm like that, I can sit there and I can look down at the track and I can look left to see one corner. I can look right to see the other corner, and I can just see all the cars going around. It's so much more cool that I can watch everything going around. And if I see a wreck, I can say, well, and I can pause it I can rewind it till I see the wreck happen and pause it and just click, 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 and go through all the cars really quick to find the wreck so much faster. And now that's the way I usually do it, but now that I've been streaming race control since Sam's not there, I kind of try to stay in the chopper cam and just click through all the cars to try to get to where the action is now. But it's still way easier that I can look around, and if I'm in the chopper cam, instead of just being on those cars, I can kind of look down and see the cars that are right up under where the chopper would be. So it's a little bit easier, I think, to race control. Even Rick and all of them was like, damn, I don't know how the hell you do that doing that in VR, but it's telling you, once you get used to it, it's much easier. I can see so much more on the track.
Yeah, I've done that sometimes, like doing some spotting. I've been in VR and doing it from the chopper
Easier, right?
camera. Yeah, you can look all
Yeah, you can see
around and
everything.
see
You
where
can
the
look around,
leader's
you can
at.
look down, you can look back and go, oh, this guy's coming up, and you can basically see everything that's going on. It's kind of like being a real spotter, but floating in the air, So that's pretty cool. I wish they would have. I wish they would have like it's a pretty cool feature if iRacing would put a spotter position, like where the spotters would actually sit
Oh
on the
yeah, that
track.
would be awesome.
And if somebody joined as your spotter, it will lock them in that position where they can't go around the track, and
That'd
they'd
be
have to
cool.
actually fucking spot. That would be cool as shit.
Yeah,
That
that
would be
would be.
the only view they get, especially if you were in VR, trying to look around, trying to see what stuff is going. That'd be pretty cool. A lot of people would probably bitch about it, but it'd be pretty cool. It'd be more like a simulator, right? If you're going to simulate racing, why not simulate spotting?
Yep.
Where you have to sit there where the spotters would actually sit and try to look, at the cars. And even if you made it like, I think they use binoculars a lot of times too, but even if you made it where like you right click your mouse or something, it kind of zoom in like like a set of binoculars, so that'd be pretty neat. But I know they'll never do it because
Oh
it's
yeah.
rich.
But yeah, that'd be awesome to have. Just because you don't know where the spotters sit on a lot of the tracks too. Just to get that viewpoint would make
Right.
it crazy.
Right. As I said, if you could get in there and just see what it's like to actually spot a race, like you would get a newfound respect for them, right? Like, how in the hell do they see everything that's going on? I can't see shit over here in turn 3 or turn 4. I can't see anything. So, I mean, I know places like Pocono and some place like that, they use 2 or 3 different spotters sometimes. Like, they'll pick them up at certain points of the track. I think Daytona, a place like that, they use multiple spotters, but it would still be pretty neat just to see, you know,
Yeah, how many do they usually have during like road courses?
I don't know. Like, I think some of those, I think a lot of the road course stuff, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of it, that's just basically on the driver, because there ain't no way they could have 14 spotters sitting around the
Yeah.
track at like Watkins Glen or something. So I think a ton of that is just basically on the driver's just feel. And that's probably why half of them suck so bad, so bad at the road course, because they're just not used to having to rely on themselves that much. I don't know. Somebody that knows more about that stuff would probably know more than me because I just don't follow it that close. But I don't know how they could do that because they'd have to have literally 10 or 15
Yeah,
spotters.
as many corners basically.
Yeah, well, as many corners as you couldn't see with
Yeah, and plus more
Watkins
for
Glen
like
and
the
Sonoma with
straightaways.
all the elevations. Like, you might be sitting in one corner, you might only be able to see that corner and nothing else. So they'd have to have a ton of spotters.
So I think it was one Watkins Glen wasn't Bill Elliott spotting for Chase. They were saying that for one corner, so I think they got probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, probably just in the passing zones, I would imagine. Then they're probably on their own through a lot of the track, and then they just get to the passing zones where they need help looking around to tell them where the cars are at, or if the guy's pinching you down or whatever. That's why I imagined it would happen, because that'd be a lot of confusion to me. Those guys are good at what they do, but it seems like that'd be a lot of confusion. Like I know I feel like sitting in Discord or TeamSpeak when there's like 15 fucking people in the room, and I'm like, dude, that's way too much for me. I got to get the
Oh,
hell
yeah.
out of here, and move to a different room. So I can imagine if they had 15 people on the radio talking to you and different voices coming on and be like, wait, who the fuck was that? I can't remember. Motherfuckers, man, who just said that shit? Is somebody else on my radio? Yeah, that'd probably be really nerve wracking.
Yeah, we're gonna call it night now. I got work tomorrow. So thanks for coming on, Mark. We'll definitely have you on again later on in the season. And yeah, thanks for joining us. What you got, Terror Bear? What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at some everything that everybody's posting out there. But Mark, I mean, I think we got a little bit of insight of what the owner admin does on a week-to-week basis. I mean, Mark is very busy through the week, real life and with his job, and again with what he does with us in BPL. So, Mark, I appreciate everything you do. I'm hoping I can speak for the rest of the league. And as an admin, I appreciate you bringing me on a board when you did. And what the fuck did you just do, Corey?
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, don't
Oh
worry
my
about it,
God.
Terry.
You got to learn that other shit happens while you talk, man. Don't
Right,
worry
I know,
about none of
right?
that.
I know, right? But I for one, am I'm very happy to be part of the admin team. I know I've backed off a little bit this season, but there has real life it caused that. But Mark, thank you for everything you're doing, and thanks for being here tonight with us.
I appreciate it too, man. I appreciate the sentiments, and like I said before, I know people aren't being dicks when they say certain things. I get it. It's just the way it seems to be sometimes, and I do appreciate everybody that helps me out, and everybody that shows up each and every week in and out. I even appreciate the people that can only show up once or twice or three times through a season, and I hope they all come back. People like Dakota Todd and James Miller and Marquise and Jeffrey Fisher and all them. I hope they end up coming back. That's my main thing is I never feel ill will toward anybody that wants to leave, and you know you're more than welcome to come right on back. I've never. I think how many people have we kicked out of the league, Terry? Maybe three.
Maybe
Yeah.
3 or 4, yeah, total.
Yeah. So I mean, those are basically the only people that would never be allowed to come back unless the admins voted on that. But you know, if you people that quit want to come back, send us a text. Come on back. We'd love to have you. So you know, let's get it back to 43 drivers.
I
Yeah.
agree.
All right,
You guys got anything?
yeah, thanks again. You got anything, Amanda?
Chris
No,
wants to
I
know
think
how
I'm pretty much
I
settled.
feel about how the league's going.
Well, thanks again for coming on, Mark, and everybody check out our All-Star races next Sunday. We have
Yep.
no idea where the track is, but it's on Turn 3 Racing Network, so definitely check them out if you haven't liked them. Michael Falk Racing Designs, Savage Edge, TRJ Karting, Butt Kicker, Pay to
Turn
Win
3.
setups. I already said Turn 3.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I said watch the All-Star race there.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next Monday. I don't think we have any idea who's on next Monday, but we'll find a guest.
We'll
So-
find somebody.
Yeah, so until then, guys, see you later.
Have a good night.
Bye.